Okay, I think we fixed it. Did we fix it? Alex,
I don't know.
We're live.
Okay. Oh, great. I'm sorry.
I think we did. Yes.
We fixed it. Yay.
Katie to the rescue. Katie was like, "Is your Twitch stream on?" Yes, it was.
So really, we need to have a command. Katie is the real mastermind.
Yes, we do. Can one of our mods do that, please? Katie is
let's say hi to people again.
Is mastermind number 2.
Yes. For the first time, rather, because nothing happened before this.
Nothing. That we started the stream just now, right?
Yeah. It's a brand new stream, brand new day, brand new me. Hi, Vagabundas 69. Hi, Storm Patrick. Hi, Angel Devilson. Hi, Brandy LA.
Oh my gosh, there's so many people. We can't say hi to everybody. Spanetti. I am Lemon, Hornus, Twinsins, Tharpy, Cam the Fog Pal. We love seeing everybody from the Dungeon Run in the chat. Hi, hello. And I want to acknowledge some amazing generosity by the community. I am the Raven Queen gave out 5 sub gifts, as did Angel Devilson. So thank you so much. They started the hype train. Hornist cheered. I am the Raven Queen gave out another 5 subs. Will gave out a sub. Spectre cheered 1,000 bits. Oh my god!
So exciting.
Angel Devilson with another 5 subs. Cetar
subscribed.
Fantastic way to start
the night.
Daz cheered. Man. Will cheered again. Raven Queen cheered. Hadrian cheered 1,000 bits. Oh my god, there's so many. The pack
I'm loving
cheered.
The hype in the chat right now.
Will cheered. Raven Queen cheered again. Hype train completed at level 5. Ooh,
oh my gosh. Wow.
Amazing.
Okay.
Bo Busy cheered 1,000 bits. I have to keep going. I'm sorry. There's only a couple more.
Yeah.
Will Braun gave out another sub gift. Spectre Ranger gifted a sub to Meathead XX kiss. And Raven Queen cheered another 200 bits. Thank you so much to everybody with your generosity. We are so excited. Another cheer from BKE Figgins. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. And from the Pack NW.
Red Robin. Thank you for the additional gift subs. Thank you so much.
My brain is exploding right now. This is incredible. Thank you guys so much. And I also want to say hello to Whisper Josephine, who highlighted their text with their channel points. So yes, use your channel points to highlight your text and just be a part of the thing. Oh, speaking of being a part of the game, tonight we're playing Fiasco.
Yes.
We're playing the playset called Camp Death. And you can get in on the game. Jess, would you like to tell them how?
Yes, if you go to our About page, you can contribute to the atmosphere of the game. We have a couple of subtle sounds if you'd like to include those, from raven caw to some footsteps to some crackling fire sounds. So what we would ask you to do as our community, our amazing Dungeon Run community who is here with us tonight, is please try to... Yes, we got our first sound alert. There it is. Crickets chirping. Thank you. That was a perfect demonstration for us. Thank you so much.
You can do exactly that.
Yeah, and what we want to do is try to keep those pretty relevant to what's happening. So we have like a lake sound, for example. So if you could, try to keep that to if we make it to the lake, etc. But there's some atmospheric sounds that could go anywhere.
Yeah. So this is very exciting. I would love to bring in our other friends, the Dungeon Run cast. Are you ready, Jess?
I'm ready. Are they ready? They look ready.
We should mention that we are missing one of our beloved friends today. Jeff Cannata could not make it, so tonight I am Jeff.
She is Jeff Cannata.
I'm going to do my best job to be Jeff.
All you need to do to be Jeff Cannata is make a lot of references that I don't understand.
Got it. I can do that. No, but truly, I will be a sore replacement for Jeff. No one could ever replace Jeff, but I am here to just support today. And we miss him, and we will have him back on the show as soon as he is available.
Do you have an eye patch? Sean Patrick is asking.
I can make. Do you think I could strap this notebook?
That's
to my
good. That's perfect.
I have
just
a
like
notebook and an eye cord.
Yep.
There we go. Hi, I'm Jeff Cannata. Did I do it? How was that? Do I get the audition? Did I win?
Yeah, you nailed it. All right, let's bring on the Dungeon Run folks. Okay, ready? Hi, everybody!
Yay! Here we are.
You all look amazing.
Alex, I'm gonna need you to do a sexy bartender voice for me.
Oh, crucial.
Right now.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
What do you have, big boy?
Does that sound like Jeff? Did he say big boy a lot?
He always says big boy.
Oh,
That's
okay.
It's his catchphrase, really.
Yeah, I thought I heard him say that before. Okay, so all of these outfits are incredible. As you can maybe tell, we're kind of leaning into an 80s, maybe late 70s theme. Because that's when a lot of these movies take place. The movies that we're kind of trying to emulate here.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going very Camp Crystal Lake, Sleepaway Camp, Friday the 13th. Lots of vibes. The Burning. If you've never seen The Burning, you should watch. It's a good one.
Yeah, if you want horror movie suggestions, just ping Morgan at some point. He will not stop talking about it. Trust me.
I apologize to everyone that watched Sleepaway Camp within the last couple nights, including all of my friends. It's a very sleazy, dirty movie.
Heather told me that you and she are going to have words when all of this stuff.
I apologize. I warned you all.
I'm kidding, of course.
I was joking at first, and then Jessica was like, "I'm really gonna watch it." I'm like,
Yep.
Okay, well,
and I
need to
did
warn
today.
you.
And that last, I mean, I feel like I can say spoilers because the movie's 30 years old at this point, but more than 30 years old. But
40, almost 40, yeah.
But the very last freeze screen, I couldn't. That was so scary.
Life-changing.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
I haven't seen it, so now you've cursed another one. Now it's going to be me, Morgan. So thanks.
I'm very sorry.
Well, it sounds like we're in your wheelhouse, so that's very exciting.
I'm very excited for this tonight. Yes.
All right, so Jess, what is next? What are we doing?
Okay, let's start with our character creation. We're going to kind of zoom right through this. We've all looked at the PDF and looked at the amazing options. And also thank you to Bully Pit Games for, they sent us a couple copies of the hard copy of Fiasco. So if you want to play it at home, they have a board game version of it that's a little simpler than what we're playing. Or I shouldn't say simpler, but it's a little easier to dive into. And to set up. So I would highly suggest grabbing that if you're a fan of role-playing games. Otherwise, you can go online and pull up the PDFs like we do. So let me pull up the dice here for us.
Just really quick, I just want to say I saw a couple people in chat ask, Jeff is okay. He is getting surgery, as you probably saw on his Twitter, but he's okay. It's for the best. It just got moved up kind of last minute because he needed to. So it's actually good situation, I guess.
It's a better situation.
Yeah, it's a better situation. So he's okay. He's just unable to be here tonight. So yes, please send him all your love.
Yes.
And well wishes, and he will be back with us very soon.
Thank you for that, Katie.
Yeah.
And regarding TDR news, all we can say is things are happening, and there will be updates very soon. And I've seen questions about that too.
That was definitely clear.
So basically, no news is good news right now. Got it.
That's how we're looking at it.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. But we're all here together now, so that's nice.
Yes.
And by we, I'm saying we as if I'm part of the dungeon.
You are now. You are, Jeff.
After tonight.
Come on, Jeff.
Alex,
we all know
wait,
you're
that
part
one
Jeff.
audition for sexy bartender, now she's like, so I'm in the show.
Don't you have to be in eye surgery or in throat surgery tomorrow, Alex? So, are you sure you can be here?
Yeah, I'm just really pushing through. That's it's fine.
The lines are blurring.
I just like being around people, so virtually.
Well, that's not very Jeff at all of you.
Thank you for that Raven alert. Yeah, sorry, these are going to be a little loud. I tried turning it down. I couldn't, so we're just going to deal with it.
That
all
was
right.
from I Am the Raven Queen, too. So
Oh, nice!
apropos. How
Perfect! It's the
apropos.
perfect sound alert for you,
I like
Renee.
the Raven that was like, all right, get to the game.
So I came up with an interesting kind of way to keep up with with the relationships and stuff last time. I just thought I'd share it just in case it's helpful for anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I draw a hex, well, depending on how many people are in the game, I draw a shape that has that many points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, yeah.
That's right?
A hexagon.
A hexagon, yes, exactly. So, and then I basically will write everyone's name on each corner. So I'll put my name there. And once we have to decide, I think, who's beside who. So I'll hold off on that. But then I write everything that connects us on the little line in between. It just helps me keep up with things. So
Yeah, I love that. I'm actually going to do that right now, too. So we will create relationships with the people next to us on each side. Well, I should point up and down in this case. So I will have a relationship with Jared and Alex, and Morgan will have a relationship with Katie and Jared over on his end.
Okay. So we are beside the people as it looks on the screen. Got it.
Yes,
Okay,
we'll do that.
Cool.
Great.
And for the sound effects, because the Pack NW was asking, you need to go to the about section of our Twitch page, right? Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So it's not in the community points. It's in the about section. So head on over there and get in on my game.
Okay, so I have pre-rolled these dice, and as you may notice, we have a couple of red die, and that is an additional mechanic that we're doing in this game called stunt dice. And it won't take effect now when we're doing the character creation, but later in the story, if somebody decides to pick out a stunt die, then somebody will die in that scene. It doesn't have to be a PC. It can be an NPC, but someone will die.
Okay.
Got it.
People are gonna die in this game?
I'm afraid
It's
so.
also a good transition for us to say we are the Dungeon Run, and we're a family-friendly show as the Dungeon Run. This might not be a family-friendly show because it's called Camp Death.
Yeah. Yes.
We're gonna do our
So
best.
if you're watching with your children, I would say maybe don't.
Corbin
Or
played Put the Kids to Bed.
Quickly.
Have a quick talk with them about appropriate
All the
language, when
existential
to
stuff.
use it, when not, you know.
I did watch Sleepaway Camp for the first time when I was 9 years old, and I turned out okay. So.
Well,
did I?
Did ya?
No, just kidding. More than okay. More than okay.
No, it's fair.
Greta's like,
That's
I
fair.
hate the Dungeon Run now.
Okay.
All right, so we should have pretty much all the die here. Let's see, 1, 2. It'd be crazy if we were missing more than one of the die. Okay, we have everything. Yes, we have everything. So we can start with all of the die. I'm gonna pull up the Fiasco playset of Camp Death here. All right, so this is what we are looking at. Can you guys have this on your end, right? You can pull up?
We do, yes.
Okay, because it might be a little bit small in our stream.
right.
So why don't we start with Morgan and go down the line?
Oh, gosh. Okay. Can I see the dice? And so I'm assigning relationships to people, yes?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Anybody.
And just we start with just the top tier one, right?
Yes,
Right,
you start
right.
at. Yeah, I should be explaining this game for those of you who haven't tuned in before. How
Right.
this works in the character creation is you have to pick an overarching character category first, and then anybody else can pick a subcategory, or if you want to bump over to another category, you have to pick the top level first. And as we go, we will be putting these dice back in the bag, so we have fewer and fewer options of what we can pick to sort of add variety to the game, make it fun. So Morgan, you have all of the die on the table right now.
Beautiful, beautiful. Then I'm going to pick one of those 5s. And we're gonna get heavy real fast.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Jessica and Alex have a secret.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
All right, writing that down.
You have a secret.
Jess and Alex have a secret.
Yes.
Okay. We still have all the die on the table for you, Katie.
Oh, we're going me next. I thought we were going Jared next. I'm dyslexic.
I really hope it's a love of sticks that's their secret. That's right.
I'm gonna go. So for Morgan and Jared, I'm gonna go with work. Number 3.
Ooh, I like work.
Work.
Okay, so we'll put a 3 die back in the bag.
Sure. Jared and I actually work together, so this is good. We can pull on life experience.
We don't work well together.
That's not a requirement.
I can't see the dice. Where are
Oh,
the dice
I can
at?
pull them up for you. You have all of your options.
There's all the
though.
options.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
I'll
just
let
pick
you know
one.
when we start losing stuff. Or
Sure.
you can just pick something and I'll try to find the die
Well,
and then I'll
last
find
time
out.
we had a plethora of 2s, so I just
remember
wanted
the
to make sure that
2s,
we weren't
yes.
gonna-
What do we have a plethora of this time? We got a pretty even mix, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say I agree.
Maybe
I agree.
more
Okay.
3s than anything else? No? No, it's pretty even.
Cool. All right.
So let's see. We got Jess and Alex, Morgan and Jared. Let's do Ron and Katie. Ron and Katie, you guys can be something from the family category. So it's
Ron and Katie are family. All right. So we'll
about
put
family.
They're twins.
2
They're
in the
twins.
bag.
Oh, fingers
Ron and Katie as identical twins. Make it happen.
All right, Alex, you're up.
Okay, I am choosing for Katie and Morgan. Romance.
Romance.
Yes.
Okay.
What's camp without a little romance?
Have it.
Okay.
All right, putting the 4 in the bag. Okay, so for me, I love the work category. So I'm gonna do fellow camp counselors for Morgan and Jared.
Perfect.
Nice.
So
Are you
Yeah,
doing
the
your
dynamic is
tasks,
up to
Jared?
you.
We have tasks to do before the camp opens.
Yeah,
Good luck,
just shut
Morgan.
off.
Flashback. Flashback to...
To Among Us.
That's
Amazing.
right.
Yeah,
It's-
right.
I'm sure it's gonna sneak in there at some point.
Is it my back to me now?
now it is Jared.
Oh, Jared.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't chosen yet.
Oh, wait, no, I don't think...
Yeah.
What?
You skipped
Wait,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. Ron got
I
skipped.
got skipped.
Oh, we skipped Ron?
Oh, how did that
Yeah.
happen? Yeah, we did
Yes.
me, and then who went after me?
Me.
Jess.
Oops, we
Okay.
skipped
Oh.
Ron.
I'm sorry.
I'm not important.
Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead and pick
True,
one.
You're so important.
Okay, so I would like to choose. I'll take one of the 6s.
Okay.
And Alex and I are locals.
Oh, I
right.
like that.
Cool.
Alex and Ron are locals.
All right.
Hey, or one of you is a local.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so now we're up to Jared.
And we're sticking with relationships still, right? We're still in that area.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
everybody needs a specific relationship.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Has everyone? Let's see.
Jeff, you and Jess don't have a relationship.
Oh,
with
okay.
Kyle
Let's pick one for that.
Right.
Well, we were pseudo romantic the last time.
I just
so-
realized that Jared's already a camp counselor. Should we choose the local between Jess and Jared?
yet. Oh, no, it's okay because.
Okay, cool.
Because, yeah.
I didn't know how many
multiple
camp counselors we
Yeah,
had.
that crosses. That works.
Yeah, you could be a local camp counselor.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
All the drama happens amongst the camp counselors.
Townies.
There's a bunch of them.
So
Jared's a townie.
I like secret a lot. So I'm gonna do Jess and myself have a secret as well.
Jessica
Okay.
has so many secrets.
She's a secret
There are many secrets. Okay, that's a 5. All right, 5 is in the bag. We still have everything. Yes, we do. We have all the die.
Alex has both her relationships. I have both my relationships. Jared has both his relationships. Ron has both of his. I think we're all good on relationships.
We all have
a surface.
What's-
We
yes.
haven't specified
Oh, the
yet.
specific. Yeah, the specific. The only
Right.
the only people who have specific relationships are Jared and Morgan.
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
correct.
Okay,
Whose turn is it now?
yours.
I'm doing it. Ron and Katie are identical twins.
Yes.
I love it.
It's too good.
It's too good.
It's good.
Twins. Yes, I'm circling
Twinsies.
that. Love it. Okay. Oh, that was which number is that?
Two.
That is a 2.
2. Okay.
God.
I believe that was our last 2. So 2 is off the table.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Whose turn is it?
This music is so
I
good.
think it's yours, right, Jared?
No,
No,
you just
Katie.
went.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We're
Oh,
going
me,
the other
sorry.
way.
Okay, we have everything except 2s.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Ron and Alex, you guys are locals. That's what it is. Oops. Oh my goodness. I over scrolled. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh, God.
Bum, bum,
Okay.
bum.
This is going to be so fascinating already.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you want me to buy you some time, Katie?
Yeah, you got one.
So, well, what I was going to say is, in the game it says to call it Camp Clearwater, which I think is a little too vanilla for us.
Agreed.
So, chat, if you guys want to start throwing out
Great
suggestions
idea. Great
of
idea.
a camp, name it whatever you want, and I'll pick one that I like.
Awesome.
Not
I
objective
like
at
how
all.
clear that was. That was very clear. I like
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go just because I don't know why I like this one. Oh shoot, we don't have any 2s. I want the one that has 2. I wanted.
Oh,
I
sorry.
wanted Lost Hunter. It's so
Well, you know
sorry.
what? You could. I was gonna
I'm
say the
gonna do-
last die is wild. Do you want to steal it right
No.
now?
No, it's okay. I'm gonna do Paranoid Survivalist and Camp Counselor.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Wait, so
Ron and
does that mean-
Alex.
Yeah.
Paranoid survivalist.
Like a prepper.
Yeah. So like someone who's like, which isn't. You can have other personality traits.
Of course.
Right. But this prepper is specifically paranoid.
So Alex
Oh my
and Ron
gosh.
are locals, and
One of you is a counselor.
paranoid-
Should we decide that now?
That means one of us is
No.
we can do it
Okay,
in game.
Okay.
One of us is a counselor and one of us is a paranoid survivalist.
Right.
Okay, that was. Sorry, which number was that?
That was a
That's a 5.
5. Yeah.
5. Okay.
5.
Ron, it's your
We
turn.
have 2 more 5s.
Okay. We have 2 more 5s. What else do we got? We're just out of it. We have
Everything
everything
except for
but
2s. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Katie
Do you
and
wanna
Morgan
see?
need a more specific. Jess and
No, I
Alex
think
and
that's okay. I think that's okay.
Jess and Jared.
Let's see. Katie and Morgan. Since Morgan decided that Katie and I are twins,
Oh no.
then Morgan and Katie are fuck buddies.
Oh!
Ronald Ogden.
All right.
We warned you, folks. We told you we're 18 plus today. So
It's
welcome.
literally right there.
Okay, so that's a
We
We have
4.
a command.
Meathead said Camp Want a Runaway.
Camp Cannata.
Aww, Camp Cannata might be nice.
Oh,
You do that.
So
Nice
sad.
Camp Cannata. We hold
Okay.
you in our hearts.
We'll do that.
Anybody?
In honor of Jeff Cannata, we'll call
Camp
the
Cannata.
Camp Cannata.
Camp Cannata.
Alex, your turn.
Okay, so I'm
Jared and
going
Jess
to-
and Jess and Alex.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to specify the secrets.
Secret.
So
What's our secret, Alex?
I'm gonna say that
Peeping Tom and
Yes.
eye candy.
I know, right?
Oh, that's an 80s slasher trope.
Sleazy.
I'm gonna say, Jess, you and I we're bound by a dark secret.
Yes.
Per usual.
That was actually the one I was thinking when I chose
too.
that one.
Me too.
Nice. We're on the same wavelength. And actually, this is giving me flashbacks of our last Fiasco game.
Yeah.
The sci-fi one. We were also bound by a dark secret then.
Okay.
So that's a 4. Okay, we still have 4s left.
And so
Great.
you have the last pick for yourself and Jared's secret.
Oh, we have 2
I lo-
secrets.
Secret.
So
Yes.
Alex and
You-
Jess have
yeah.
a secret, and Jess and Jared have a secret. Okay, got it.
That's correct.
That's
You're all about the
Jeff's
secrets,
secret.
Jess.
Okay, what is our secret? Ooh.
You can pick it.
She has so many secrets she can't raise her
Stalker
her
and
voice
object
above
of
this
sick
level.
obsession.
Okay.
Oh no.
Stalker.
And I do want to specify that personally, how I'm translating this is ideally it would probably be with each other, but I could also I could see it happening where this is outward, right? But we have to know about each other, or does that kind of go against the grain? It should be with each other.
Wait,
I think
you mean,
it's
like,
with each other.
Has to be
Yeah.
with each
stalker
other.
And one is
That's-
the.
Yeah, one is-
that's
Okay,
yes.
okay, has to be with each other.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a 3.
Hello,
Okay, so
Mata.
3's
Hello,
left.
Fada.
Hello,
Here I
Fada.
am at Camp Cannata. Ah!
Hello.
Hello, Fada.
Here I
Yeah.
am. I can't.
I
So-
wonder if
And I think it was
You
Corbin
will
played
love me.
said, Camp Cannata, stay alive.
Amazing.
Okay, so
Okay.
now
Wanna
we can
recap?
move. Yeah, now we can move into the objects, locations, and
Before we do that, can we recap? Can we recap just?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
Sure.
I have Alex and I share a paranoid survivalist and camp counselor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Myself and Katie are twins, identical.
Mhm.
Katie and Morgan are F buddies. Morgan and Jared are fellow camp counselors.
Mhm.
And Jared and Jess stalker an obsession. And then, of course, Jess and Alex they have a dark secret that they share.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Whose
So-
turn is it to pick?
Jared's turn. I only have 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 die left. So somehow I accidentally put one extra one in the bag.
How do the red die work? When we get down to the end, or when we just randomly use one, it gets thrown into a thing?
That'll happen when we start improvising the movie. Those will take
Got
those
Okay.
will come into effect.
Okay, so I would like one of the locations to be in the woods.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
A
So
classic.
do you choose that for? You choose that for 2 people, right?
Yeah, so how we should play
Sure.
it is you will assign it to 2 people who will certainly share that location, but we can all use this location.
I got you.
Right.
Got it.
Sure. Because my relationship with Morgan right now is kind of stale and vanilla, I'm gonna choose that for us.
Okay.
All right, the woods. What number is that?
That's a 5.
That
I also
is a
like the
5.
woods.
Okay.
Sure.
I like the woods too.
Mhm,
Me too.
mhm,
Same.
mhm. Okay.
So we all like the woods. Got it.
My
Glad we
turn.
got
For
I
now.
believe. I'm going to go. Wait, do we have 5s? We do have 5s.
Yes. We have
I'm gonna go
everything
with,
except for 2s.
Objects, ominous findings.
Okay. Between who?
I love a good ominous finding, and let's go with Alex and Ron, the paranoid survivalist and the camp counselor, finding something ominous.
Ominous.
I should have made my chart better. This is a freaking mess. Kind of like rewrite it. There's no time.
Doing okay.
This is.
There's no time.
So where?
That is,
Well, that
let
was
me
a- oh,
scroll
okay.
down to the objects here. Which number is that? Number 5. Okay.
Number 5, yeah.
All right. So that is our last 5.
Okay.
So no 5s and no 2s.
No more files.
Yep. Okay. So that was Morgan. Katie?
Okay, I'm gonna do. We have 3s.
We do have 3s. We
Okay,
have
I'm gonna do.
3 3s.
Okay, I'm gonna do the lake,
Yes.
Hey.
and
Good,
I'm
good.
gonna do that between Jess and Alex.
Ooh.
Okay.
Found by a dark secret.
The
The lake. Ooh, I love the lake. I was really hoping I would
Yeah.
get that.
Amazing.
I know what you did last summer in the lake.
Ah, yes. And also Camp Crystal Lake. Oh my god.
All right,
Lakes are creepy.
Ron.
Okay.
Ronald.
Lakes
Okay,
are creepy.
Give me needs as well, right?
Oceans,
Yeah.
not creepy.
Yeah.
Lakes
Needs.
creepy.
Yeah, no, please
Oceans
do
are
some
terrifying. Lakes
Yeah.
are just creepy. And ponds,
Ponds are romantic.
All right, because it fits into the trope, fellow camp counselors in the woods, you have a need to get laid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
this is you made me watch Sleepaway Camp. This is your fault.
Oh my god. Wait,
So they
also
both
for
need to
Jared
get
and I?
needs. Yeah.
Yes, for
It's a
Jared.
deep
my-
relationship.
God. Okay.
I love that.
Oh man.
Okay, we still have 2 1s left after this. So what we have on the table now, I'll switch it over so you can see. We have 2, 3. Oh, we have 4 1s left.
Yeah, we got a whole lot of 1s.
2 3s, 1 4, and 1 6.
Okay. It's Alex's turn, yes.
Okay, I think I want to specify these ominous findings.
Great.
You said 2 3s, 1 4, and 1 6. Is that right?
4 1s, 2 3s, 4 and a 6.
Wow, I Okay, 4 ones, 2 threes, a 4 and a 6.
Go with the 3. Go with the 3.
Just not a 5, basically. Yeah, well, I was actually interested in
Corpses of tortured
power
animals?
lines.
Oh.
The power lines have been
Oh,
deliberately
I like that
cut.
too.
Good one. Yes.
Wait, which one? Huh?
Alright.
Cut power lines.
So that's between you and Ron.
Uh-huh.
Power lines cut. Okay. No more 6s.
Got it.
Cool.
All right, I should probably try to use a 1 here, huh?
Yeah,
Sure.
we got to use up some
Probably.
ones.
All right.
There's useful objects.
Yeah, useful objects is good.
Useful objects. There's the lodge for locations, and
More
there's
locations would be good.
more getting laid.
yeah. I wish there was more die for the needs, because I do like needs, but we can make that up. Let's see. Locations.
fine.
I
Well, you
also
could
love how
do
in
threes.
this playset they have weather, which is so
Oh, yeah,
fun.
that's fun.
Oh.
That's fun.
Let's
Thunderstorm,
see. The
thick fog.
lake or the lodge.
Think of the lodge.
We're gonna do the
Life.
lodge.
Okay.
Okay.
The lodge between. Katie and Morgan.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes out a 1.
My turn, right?
Yep.
Useful object, using another 1. And should I give that to the twins or should I give it to us? I'll be nice. I'll give it to Ron and Katie.
What is it?
A useful object.
Ooh.
I'm using up
Nice.
another 1 for useful objects.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Back up to Morgan.
And our dice are once again what?
We have 2 1s, 2 3s, and a 4.
2 1s, 2 3s, and a 4. Okay. I think to get even is pretty good.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna give Jared and Jess to get even.
Oh boy.
Nice. Yeah, that heightens the tension. Good job.
Okay.
All right. That's
This
our
is
last
gonna
4.
be-
So now
It's
we only
gonna
have
get dark.
1s and 3s left.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
Oh, wow,
real
these are
dark.
good ones under to get even. Good stuff.
My turn?
Yes.
Yes, Katie.
Okay. 1s and 4s is all we have left.
1s and 3s.
1s and
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, I'm gonna give Ron and I keys to the camp bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for.
Love it.
Nice.
Yes. That's already so much plot.
Yeah.
Is that a 1 or a
Yeah.
3?
A 1.
That's a 1.
Okay. Ron. Got 1 1 and 2 3s.
Oh man.
We can't all want to get laid, Ron.
No. I'm torn between making it clear that you guys get laid to prove that you're straight, or to give Katie and Morgan the to get respect.
I kind of like to get respect.
Yeah, that's where I was leading to. The prove that you're straight is just a trope that I find hilarious still. So let's get respect.
To get respect.
Between Katie and Morgan.
Okay, that's a 3.
That also, yeah, and it heightens because Morgan's supposed to be wanting to get laid all the time, and it heightens that a little bit.
And this dice situation works out perfectly actually, because the last die will be wild anyway. So Jared, you are not beholden to what's left on the table. But for Alex and I, Alex, you have a 3 and a 1.
Oh, it's my turn to choose again?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. 3 and a 1. So, Jess and Jared, you guys had to get even, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I want to specify that and make it because why should they be so happy?
Ooh. Why should they be so happy?
A lot of emotion.
I mean, we're all the killer at this point. This is what I like. Is
Yes, it could be anyone.
What a plot twist. We're all the.
Wait a minute.
So I only
The
have
real
a
killer was the friends we made along the way.
I have a 1 left, so I'm gonna go with. Well, let's see who's needing more stuff here. Everybody's got a lot of stuff.
Katie and I have a lot of stuff.
Jess and Alex, you don't have a whole lot. To
Yeah,
start
we're
with.
bound by a dark secret.
Who doesn't?
That's
Alex
about
and
it.
I?
You and Alex.
We had
And the lake, and that's
yeah,
it.
the lake. The lake could be specified if you want.
Rick and B lifeguard tower is pretty good.
Yeah.
We don't have any weapons.
Oh yeah, weapons.
Well, I only have a 1 left,
Right.
so I have to
Okay.
either pick a useful object, the rickety lifeguard tower, or to get laid.
Or the Lost in the Woods.
Oh,
Jared
that's
and
right.
I.
We do have woods.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to get laid, but we're lost in the woods.
At some point, you get lost in the woods.
Well, you and
Where are
you
the
and
girls at, Morgan? You said there were girls out here.
oh yeah, you do have the need to get laid.
Save it for the movie, man.
You know what?
Jeez.
For
I'm
you
gonna
and
give-
Alex, Jess?
What was that?
Is it for you and Alex though? Because you guys don't have that.
Well, I have to go with a 1, so I think I'm gonna just give us a useful object.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. An unspecified useful object.
Yeah,
Got
and
it.
we can make that up in our own minds if nobody,
Cool.
if Jared doesn't give us the specific.
Okay.
Yeah, I can pick one. Useful object.
Yes.
And,
So you
and
can
I have
pick
a wild
whatever you
card,
want.
right?
Yep.
Your useful object is a hatchet.
Yes.
Right.
Hatchet. Okay.
Yes.
That makes so
So
much
who's
sense
got the
for
hatchet?
Alex.
Jess and Alex got a useful object, so then I chose hatchet.
Makes sense for me.
Because you can use the hatchet for all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Cutting
after
wood,
this is
other things.
yeah.
Okay.
have some-
Cool.
You could use the hatchet to cut the power lines.
I think I pre-assigned you as the survivalist in my head, and that's
Me?
definitely not assigned yet.
It's the
That's what I-
flannel.
Yeah. It's.
Flannel.
I get that all the time. Do you want to survive? Why, yes, you do.
I could tell by your flannel shirt.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next.
So now I think we should do a quick recap of our characters,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then we will do the naming.
Okay.
The naming.
Okay. So.
I'm gonna get us set up with these die. If somebody else can give me a sec here.
Ron, you did the recap good last time. You want to do
Okay,
it
great.
again?
Yeah, and I'm probably
Got a-
missing
got
stuff
a
here,
lot
so
of
fill me
stuff.
in, please.
Sure.
All right, so let's start with Jared down there. Jared shares a relationship with Jess because they are stalker and obsession. They share they share a secret.
Mhm.
Why they are
To
happy.
get even.
That is our
because-
secret, right?
Right. To get
Yeah.
even. Oh, I guess so. Yeah, right. To get even because why are they so happy?
Yeah.
And then we have a connection between Jess and Alex. It's a secret, dark secrets. They share a dark secret. They have a hatchet, and their location is the lake.
Something happened.
Yikes.
Yep. Alex and myself, we share the paranoid survivalist and camp counselor. We found something ominous, and that is that the power lines have been cut. Myself and Katie, we are identical twins, and we have the keys to the camp bus. Katie and Morgan are F buddies.
You can say fuck.
Yeah, you can say
Yes.
it. Fuck.
Katie and Morgan are fuck buddies, and
I think F buddies is such a funny
F buddies.
The F stands for friends.
French fry buddies.
They're friend buddies. They are friend buddies at the lodge, and they have a need to get respect. Morgan and Jared work at the camp. They're fellow camp counselors.
Yeah,
They're in the
at
woods,
camp-
and they're trying to get
At
laid.
Camp Cannata. Yeah.
At Camp Cannata,
I
and they're trying
love
to get laid.
it.
I
Camp
think that's it. Is that
Cannata.
everything?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to put this on anybody, but I think more than just Jared and I can be camp counselors.
Yeah, I
We
was just
need,
gonna
you know.
say, if
Right.
we're all at
Yeah.
this camp early, then are we not
Yeah.
most of us
Yeah.
camp counselors?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the background of Camp Cannata is that it's 2 weeks before the campers actually get here.
Ooh, okay.
It's pre-summer.
Cool.
Yeah, let me
And
read the
then-
boilerplate. Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah, read the boilerplate.
Cool.
Okay, so this is what the playset says. Ki 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 ma ma ma. So here's the deal. Camp Cannata has been abandoned since some grisly, unsolved murders 20 years ago, or whatever. The new owner probably made up some creepy story to tell the campers and scare up business.
Yeah, come on.
What I know is we've got a couple weeks to get this place set up before any campers arrive, and most of the hard work is already done. We've got enough booze, pot, and distance from authority to make this the greatest summer ever. What could go wrong?
All right.
So I think we're ready for the naming process, which we're going to steal from Jeff and name the person next to us.
I love that.
Okay, great.
I love that Jeff, came up with that.
Thank you so much for that suggestion,
Way to go,
Jeff.
Jeff.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
Thanks.
So why don't we start? Morgan, do you mind being the starter of this
Sure,
game? You have the
sure.
most prolific knowledge of horror movies, so it just seems fitting.
Oh my gosh. Okay, got it. I will name Katie and call her Christy Michels.
But her last name is Michael.
Oh, right. Dang it. I swear to God, Michels just came out and I did not remember that her last name was Michels in that moment.
I mean, we're potentially like young adults, maybe even
Her name
teenagers.
is-
Christy
so
Cream.
we could just do Christy.
No,
You
not
just
really.
do Christy.
Yeah, we could just do first names.
Christy.
I thought you were gonna say Yamaguchi. No.
Christy's. I like Christy.
Christy. It's very 80s.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're just doing first names?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless, hey, if you got a Stu Sussman in your back pocket, break
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
But
If
yes.
it's,
I
if
have,
it's,
I have a last name for Ron.
okay.
Okay.
Because I just thought of it. Okay, Ron is Chet Sturgeson.
So you're Christy Sturgeson. Then.
ONA, only known as the Sturge.
The Sturge! Oh my god.
Oh my
The Sturge!
Just
Christy and Chet Sturgeson.
This
Sturge.
is a mess. I should not have done
Amazing.
this.
I can't read it. What is it? Oh,
It's
here.
a bunch
Yeah.
of circles
all over
and
the place.
squares, and it doesn't make any sense.
The more I play, the more organized mine gets because mine was.
Can I get a PA fly in me another piece of paper, please? Anybody?
This is the
Pebbles?
last
Come
one
on,
we
Pebbles.
did,
Come on.
and the most
I am the
recent one.
Sturge.
The Sturge.
Okay, Ron, you are naming Alex's character.
David Gen Pro, Christy and the Sturge, mornings on K97 Rock Radio.
All right. So Alex, you're a paranoid survivalist.
Okay.
So
Well,
I think
potentially.
Yeah, well, that's true. I guess I could technically be the paranoid survivalist. So I think Alex's name is going to be
Jeff.
Jeffina.
Maybe it should be Jeff.
let's do Leslie
Steen?
Jones.
Leslie Jones.
Yes.
Leslie Jones.
No relation.
No relation.
No relation.
To the star
Her
of
mom's name is
SNL and
Leslie.
the Ghostbusters movie.
Okay, Leslie Jones. Got it. So
Leslie Jones.
Leslie.
Leslie?
Yeah, Leslie
I think-
Jones.
Oh, I'm Leslie or
Leslie Jones.
You pronounce it
Les-
however you want to pronounce it. But
Les-
you should
You
know.
tell us
because
how you want it.
I have found different Leslies to be very specific about whether they want to
Really?
pronounce it Leslie or Leslie.
Maybe she's gonna find it in game.
is this a hint
know.
at
Yeah.
my character's sexual orientation? Okay, I am wearing plaid, so I'm ready. So let's see. I need to name Jess.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're bound by a dark secret, and I'm stalker object of obsession with Jared.
Okay, Jess. Your name is Jocelyn.
Why am I always getting these like fancy names? Is it written on my
Fancy.
face?
You're a fancy
It
lady.
is. You're fancy.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn Hillhurst.
Ooh,
Gosh, are you
Hillhurst.
British, Jess?
that is.
Am I? Do I have an accent in every game I play?
Yeah.
She's the preppy girl.
Or like the exchange student from the UK. Or wherever. It's fine.
That's a good one. Jocelyn
I always thought
Hillhurst.
Jocelyn was such a sexy name. Jocelyn.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
she's Jocelyn your junk. No, I'm just
Wow.
What?
Sorry, what?
Was sexy?
She's Jocelyn your Hillhurst. Your
You
Hillhurst.
don't think that that's sexy when somebody just jostles your Let me get in there.
Wow.
Jess, it's your turn.
Okay, Jared, your name is
Yo.
Mike. Mike.
Mike.
Wait, how do you spell the last name though?
Mike.
Mike.
Mickelson.
Is that his nickname? Like, hey, Mike.
Whatever Jared
He's
wants
Mike
it to
Mickelson. He's Mike Mickelson, so his name is Mike.
be. Mike Mickelson.
Oh, I
Mike
like
Michaels?
Mike Michaels.
I'm Mike Michaels.
that. I like Mike Michaels.
Mike Michaels.
Mike.
Your
It's Mike
parents
Michaels.
hated you.
Mike Michaels.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, we're deciding right now it's Mike Michaels.
Mike Michaels. Your parents really had something against you.
Katie, you don't have a
What-
brother named Mike, do you?
No.
Oh yeah,
Sadly.
sorry about insulting your parents. Alright.
Also, it's my maiden name. It's
Hey, dude.
not my maiden name.
Oh, true. It would be Jake. Does Jake have
Oh,
a
right.
has a?
No, Jake does not have a brother name.
All right, so Morgan's the only one.
Yeah.
We should make
Give
up
me
more
my
favorites if we do
name, Jared.
Morgan, your name is Nigel Mathers.
that. Oh my god.
Nigel.
Are Jess and Morgan brother and sister too?
Nigel
Jocelyn and Nigel.
Nigel Nathers or Mathers? Mathers.
Oh my
Mathers.
gosh.
I'm only calling you y'all by your first name.
Mathers because Morgan is good with math. That's
I'm
how
not-
I came up with
Oh,
Mathers.
thanks.
Oh.
I'm not dressed nerdy enough for that name.
Okay, I think we can begin with the first act of the movie. So I'm going to pull up these dice again just to show everybody how this works. So as we progress through each scene, everybody will get 2 scenes per act. We'll go around twice, and the die will deplete as we go. About halfway-ish through the scene, everybody else will give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you want it to end well for that character or poorly for the character who initiated the scene. We can also, if you want to pick a die yourself when you begin a scene, like you want it to end well or poorly for your character, then we can set up the scene for you. And we also have these red die, so instead of doing a thumbs up or thumbs down, let's do a little.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Instead of doing a thumbs up or thumbs down, we do what?
You do like a little slice across the neck.
Oh, love it. Okay.
What if we want it to go well?
Thumbs up. Because thumbs down means you want it to go poorly, but it doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's gonna die.
Right.
So
if you want
the
someone to
slice
die,
is only for the red die.
Yeah, and there's only 4 of
Okay.
them, and ideally, we wouldn't get rid of all of those in the first act. We want to save some for the second act.
Yeah, you gotta be a little bit of a slow burn with these, you know.
And I'm looking at these dice here to see if we should be aware of any.
Now,
Let's see.
clarification.
We only have 2 through.
With
We've
the
got a pretty good
stunt
array.
dice, does the character need to die? The person who's running
No,
the character
can
need
be
to die?
anybody.
Okay.
Can be an NPC.
Just someone-
A death in the scene.
Gotcha.
Death in the scene. Yes.
I wrote something as an intro if you guys want me to.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
please.
Wow, overachiever.
My goodness.
Are we ready to start? Who's going to be the first scene? I should ask.
Well, if you
Shouldn't
want
it
to
be you?
intro that, then we can go starting with you and
and
go
me,
around.
you and me in the woods.
Okay. So let me
that.
read my thing and then we can start into the scene.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Scared.
Let's do this, bad boy.
Are you ready, chat? You ready for this?
Tell us if you're ready.
Take a deep
Get your
breath.
popcorn.
Convince me you're ready.
All right.
I'm sweating already.
Camp Cannata. Peaceful, quiet, a nice place to visit. But something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. When the sun sets, something hunts them in the darkness of the woods. Something silent, something brutal. Something or someone is killing the people of Camp Cannata. It is evil. It is close. It is among us. Jessica Lynn Parsons as Jocelyn Hillhurst. Ron Ogden as Chet the Sturge.
What's going on?
Morgan Peter Brown as Nigel Mathers. Katie Michels as Christy Sturgeonson. Alex Hensley as Leslie Jones. And Jared Kjack as the Mike Michaels.
Yes! Thank you! Automatic music that's playing. That was amazing.
That was incredible.
There was some great sound effects.
Yes!
In there too.
How did
Thank
that
you, Hadrian.
turn out so well.
Wow. I've never been more excited. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Thank you, J-Rock. Okay, so Jared,
Just actual sound of my heart right now. Okay.
how would you feel about starting the game off since you did that amazing introduction?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay.
Great.
So the scene opens up, and the sun is just starting to crest.
Great.
See the backs of two men walking away from a wooden structure out into the woods. One of them has a backpack over his shoulder. He's a little thin, a little bit more gaunt. The other one is massive, like a ex-quarterback, or maybe he's still a quarterback. Bulging muscles, kind of a shaggy, maybe he uses a little too much product in his hair, poofy brunette. But as they're walking out that direction, the sound dies down and you can actually hear just a little bit of animal noise. Some crickets chirping, some ravens cawing maybe. And as the camera pans around to the front, you notice that the two gentlemen that are walking out into the woods seem to be having a heated discussion. I don't get it.
Well, what's to get, Mike? I don't understand what the issue is.
Well, I thought we were gonna get some tail out here. And as far as I can tell, it's just you and me, man.
Well, you're rather handsome. No, I'm just joking. Listen, the ladies and the others should be arriving soon enough. There's some in the next. Oh God, what was that? Sorry, I'm fairly new to these woods.
I think these buildings are like rotting and falling apart. I swear I saw something chewing on the outside of it.
Well, yeah, Old Man Cannata did just open up this summer camp for the first time in 20 years. But we are sort of the reconnaissance, if you will.
Don't use big fancy vocabulary words with me, man.
I'm sorry, Michael.
Let's just keep it real, okay?
We're the
You
first.
promised me girls. Okay. I don't see any girls.
Right. Well. Soon enough. I think there's going to be some excellent young women. I have heard that I'm not from this area. I'm obviously, an exchange student just staying here for the year. But I'm very excited for my first summer camp experience and to experience all the kinds of baldy things we could get up to.
Let me ask you this. Since you're from overseas, what do you do to pick up girls? Like, what's your move?
Well, in the United States, I find that all I need to do is speak with this accent that I have, and it just seems to work wonders for me.
Yeah, girls just are totally into that. They think you're like smart and charming, and you're a total wimp. And he socks you.
Thank you. Yes. I do my best, but I think there's something about the unknown that women find attractive, And really, as an American yourself, maybe you should next summer come over across the pond, and I'll show you around. I'm sure you'll have great success.
Yeah. What are the British chicks like?
They're all right. It's always
you hear a. It's like a coach's whistle. It's coming from in the distance over toward where the lodge is.
See, there's some of the other arrivals that have just arrived. I'm sure we'll break up this sausage party, and yes, I'm sure there'll be more interesting folk on their way.
I tell you what. I'll make you a bet. If you score first, $10. If I score first, $10. What do you say?
As they're saying that, they hear footsteps approaching.
Twig snaps.
All right, $10 it is. You've got it.
Deal, bro. Deal.
And I turn around. Hello? Who's that?
Scene. Okay, cool. So Jared gets a white die. And ooh, yeah! Thank you for this atmosphere.
Sounds are so good.
Amazing.
So you get to give that die away. So who do you want to give your white die to?
I'll give it to Alex. She was playing a good
Nice.
wingman situation there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
All right, so Alex,
I have a white die.
yeah,
Yeah.
at your table, or write it down. Yep, you have one white die.
Okay.
Okay, Morgan. I don't want to go
Right.
next. I love seeing everybody else play. So if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, and it's that's right. I'm refreshing myself, so it's got to be a scene with me. Yes. Okay.
Well, you could play an NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need other people who can die.
You could start
Right.
off with an NPC and introduce your own character. You could do whatever you want.
You could be Old Man Cannata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so is as the sun continues, or as the sun is cresting, it's starting to get beautiful afternoon around Lake Cannata as this medium-sized school bus trundles across the rough, unpaved road leading into the camp, and behind the wheel of the bus is this like really crotchety townie, and sitting right behind them are the Sturgison. Right behind this man are the Sturgison twins. All right, Camp Cannata coming up on the right.
Shit, you're not supposed
Thanks,
to do
bro.
that here.
What?
You said you weren't going to do that this summer.
Well, the summer starts like right now, bro.
Don't call me bro. You're my bro, but
sorry,
I'm your
bro.
sis, okay? And it's confusing
Sorry, right.
when...
I'm so sorry, bro. So sorry.
No.
I mean, sis. I'm so sorry, sis. Oh, did you want some before I threw it away?
No, I'm good. Listen, just like... Be cool this summer, okay?
Well, I'm always cool, bro. Sis, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right. I'm always cool. You know me. It's me. I'm the Spurge, sis.
I know, you're
Yeah.
just people freaking love you.
They do, and I don't even understand it because I smell bad most of the time, and I'm really, 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 really intense.
As someone from the back of the bus, like a group of cool, one of the cool guys wearing like a cool leather jacket comes up and is like, "Hey, Sturge, what's up?" and gives him.
Yo, what's up, Jimmy? How you doing, son?
I'm
Good to
doing
see you.
good. Hey, I just wanted to come over and tell you, like, Patricia back there, I'm pretty sure she has a crush on you. They were
yeah.
talking about it. Oh shit! And then
I'll have to check it
Back
out.
to your seats, please.
yeah.
These roads on these back roads are pretty rickety, so yeah, gotta be careful.
All right, see you, Sturge.
Driver,
Yeah, yes.
what's your name?
My name is Marvin.
Marvin, are we getting close?
Yeah. There's just the camp coming up around here. See, there it is, and he points across, and you see these collection of cabins. It's the first. It's the first summer this camp's been open in 20 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
It's very
What do you
exciting.
say? What do you
First
say?
summer this camp's been open in 20 years.
Well, you know what happened here
Lordy,
20 years
bro.
ago. The Cannata Lake Massacre. You never heard of that?
What? He's telling this entire story over the intercom of the whole bus of camp counselors.
That's right. The
Wow.
Cannata Lake Massacre. 20 years ago, there was
While
5 kids went missing.
while Christy is distracting him, you can see, though he seems to be pretending like he's high, and he probably is. The Sturge is actually like slowly trying to take the keys from inside the ignition on the bus. Oh, those are cool. I like this keychain you got, bro.
Wait, what happened to the bodies?
Oh, well, nobody ever found them, see? Well, no, that's not entirely true.
And
Not
just as he
entirely
says
true.
that, the bus hits a massive bump in the road and knocks everybody out of their seats.
Oh, all right, hang on there. Hang on.
hell?
Yo, bro, maybe you should drive the bus and talk less.
And he pulls to a stop. Hang on, I think we lost the axle. and he gets out of the bus, and is walking around the bus, worried about the tires.
The Sturge grabs the keys and says, "Let's get out of here. This is late. We can walk the rest of the way. Let's go. The Sturge!" And he bolts out the bus. "Come on, Christy!"
Everybody on the bus, all the other kids are like, "Yeah!" They're just on board for anything the Sturge.
Sturge.
And scene. So I think that did go poorly for Morgan. I was the only one who voted, but I voted thumbs down.
I voted.
You did?
voted.
Thumbs down?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay, cool.
Ooh, howling wind.
Ominous.
We're already introducing NPCs that we can knock off. I'm a fan of this.
What was his name again?
Marvin.
Marvin.
And
Okay,
Alex,
cool.
you also talked about a female that you referred to. His name was Jimmy, but he referred to a female.
Patricia.
Yeah.
Patricia. Okay, so Morgan, who do you want to give your black die to?
I'm gonna give the black die to you, Jessica. We're gonna give it to Jocelyn Hillhurst.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
The Sturge feels stuffed, bro.
Okay, Katie.
Okay.
Your scene. And just to remind everybody, you can eventually, if you want to, decide if you want to get the black or white die, and we will set up the scene for you.
Great. Okay, so the bus has skidded to a halt, and the campers are walking, and then what we actually cut over to the lodge, and you see kind of a woman who's probably younger than she looks, like she's aged herself with her poor attitude, and she's sitting there with the whistle in her mouth, just blowing it. So it's the whistle that they heard in the woods earlier, just blowing it over and over again. Frickin' kids, I told them to get here. This is what time I serve lunch. I serve lunch at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is when lunch is. Okay? It's a late lunch. In my house, there's a lunch, and dinner and lunch is the same thing. You have a late dinner, it's 8 o'clock, and you don't get hungry before you go to bed because you don't want snacks before bed because you don't want food for days. We gotta last on what we got for the summer.
Around the corner, Sturge and the group of kids in the bus are around in the corner. Yo, let's get some snacks, bro! Sturge! And they run up. Oh, and when they and they stop when they hear the whistle.
So you're the new group of campers, are ya?
Yeah, we are. I'm the Sturge.
Did I say you could talk?
Sorry. I'm so sorry, ma'am.
What's your name? The Sarge?
No, the Sturge. They call me Sturge because I'm the Sturge! Sturge!
All
Thanks,
right.
lady.
Listen up. My name's Mrs. Weatherbottom. And I have a few things I want to tell to you hooligans before you come into my lodge. Here's the rules. When you're in the lodge, you sit at your table and you eat your meal and then you leave. There's no funny business, all right? You use a napkin. You don't put stuff under the table like gum or condoms. I don't want to find any of that.
We don't even use them anyway, so who cares? Sturge!
All right, everybody get in there.
Oh, dude, there's a rat.
What the hell? And then Miss Weatherbottom just takes out a large, serving fork and just skewers the rat into the wood board.
Mrs. Weatherbottom is intense.
And all the kids are just pale, ghosts.
But this is just counselors. Now we don't have the camp. Yes,
Oh yeah, just the counselor kids. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But they're just so shocked by what happened.
And as the kids, as she shuffles the kids in, she's gonna grab the Sturge by his it'll be like his wrist because she's 4'11". And
Dark side Granny Dumblestuck.
Yeah. And she's gonna hold the rat up. I don't want to hear you misbehaving, or else this is what you're gonna be eating for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. You hear me? And she's gonna take the rat off with the skewer. She's gonna open up his hand, put it in it, fold his fingers around it. Enjoy your meal.
Joke's on you!
Oh, we were going thumbs up.
Oh, we're going thumbs up?
Yeah.
You can vote however you want, but I did thumbs up.
Across the room.
I'm gonna vote down.
Gross, bro.
Oh, we're split. All right,
I don't think
resolve the scene how you want.
But Ron voted down.
Yeah, I did
Oh,
go down.
okay, so things go poorly for Mrs. Weatherbottom.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay, so I have a black die that I have to give out. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Did
gonna
we-
give my what, Alex?
that was just how did the scene end? It was just she handed it to him and then.
She walked
That was-
away, and I.
Yeah, she walked away and he threw it. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give the black die to. I'm gonna give it to the Sturge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Ron.
My turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We see a transition, almost like that creepy rewind transition out of the lunchroom, out into the woods, high into the sky, turning to see another part of the woods and zooming in. And there's a lone cabin. And inside the lone cabin is a woman, and she looks like she's sharpening a hatchet.
Yes.
As the camera enters the cabin, you notice that she's not alone. There's someone else in the cabin with her, behind her, just out of the light coming through the window as the sun sets. And as the figure approaches, a hand slowly creeps out and places on her shoulder, startling the woman with the hatchet.
What the fuck? Oh my god! Sturge, what are you doing here?
Oh wait.
Wait, hang on. Let me adjust my glasses. I'm gonna put my glasses on. Alright.
It's your dark secret.
Oh. Who is that? You just tell me who you are. My eyes are all cloudy.
Is it Jocelyn?
Who is it? Who's here?
Ron, who is it?
Yeah, she turns around and it's revealed that it's Jocelyn.
Oh.
Jocelyn Hillhurst.
Oh my god.
Hi. I think I'm in the wrong. Is this cabin number 3?
Yeah, I think you're lost, honey. Oh my god. You can't. Counselors, your return every year. I think I've seen the Sturge here, 4 times already? I figured it was him. He comes by to visit. Who are you?
I'm here to be a
Wait, cut to a quick montage of the Sturge and then a Sasquatch and then the Sturge and then a Sasquatch used with each other. And then cut back to your guys' scene.
So that was what Leslie. She gets the Sturge and the Sasquatch confused.
Yes.
Or maybe it was. I don't know. How hairy is he these days?
I don't know. This is my first time being a camp counselor. I'm here to spread the word of Jesus Christ to the rest of the counselors.
All right.
And,
So,
if you could show me, do you work here?
and she slams the hatchet down into the table that's in front of her. She's got like this really thick wood table that has a lot of hatchet marks in it. Honey, I wouldn't say I work here. I live here, and nobody's gonna make me move. This has been my family's land for 400 years. 400 years. 400. Look, my eyes aren't the only thing that are cloudy these days.
Well,
Yes?
if I may speak, ma'am, I just need to find my way to camp. I don't want to be late for my first day.
Come here. Come here, you.
What?
And she grabs her by the arm, and she puts her arms to the side, does a pat down. No weapons, no cameras.
No, just a
frisk.
Bible.
Got any recording devices on here? She's like
No,
looking all over her body.
that's a Walkman.
Patting her. And she grabs the Walkman shakes it by her ear. You can't record on this, can you? It's only playing.
I don't think so.
Well-
Please don't break it. That's from my mom as a Sweet 16 present, and I'd really like to not
Look
have
me in the eye. Are you now, or have you ever been recruited for Project 469? Tell me the truth.
No, but I know John 469.
Quote it.
For he was
We'll do it together. For he was
the sun and the
and
light
the light
of the earth.
Well, you do know your Bible.
I
don't you?
think I do.
All right, and she gives her back the Walkman. Jocelyn, you're gonna go due west to get back to the lodge, and when you go there, you tell Miss Weatherbottom that she ain't getting an inch of my land. Not her, not old man Cannata. They got all that they were gonna get, and these 10 square feet around this little cabin, this is mine. All right?
Okay, thank you
Oh,
so much, Miss.
And one more thing. You seem like a nice kid. Stay away from the lake house.
Oh,
It's got caution tape on it, so you shouldn't go in there anyway, but I know sometimes kids like to mess around, and I don't want you to get hurt. You seem nice.
okay. Yes,
Stay away
ma'am.
from there.
What was your name?
Well, I'm Leslie. Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones.
She holds out her hand.
As they start to shake,
Pleasure.
Sasquatch shows up
Sasquatch is at the window?
at the door, just coming in, just walks past you guys shaking hands.
Just out of their view.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't see them. Okay, got it.
So Jocelyn timidly grabs her Walkman and walks out the front door, and as she does, she says, I'll pray for you, to herself.
Yeah.
Scene.
It's definitely
It's-
going poorly.
Yeah, definitely poorly.
Poorly
One
for
black-
both
yeah,
of
one-
us.
Yes.
So who was that?
That
who's
was
for?
Ron
Whose scene
initiated
was
it.
Okay.
Okay, so Ron, who do you want to give that black die to?
I'm gonna give the black die to Jared.
Okay.
Cool.
Not Mike.
Nah,
Mike Michels.
Okay, Alex, your turn to initiate the scene.
Okay. So, just making some notes. My note is Sasquatch is real. Okay.
Well, seemingly.
I did say that the
Steaming.
killer could be someone or something in the trailer, so
That's true. So
The trailer.
So something that we in the trailer that we to the viewer's eye at least looked like Sasquatch walked into
Yes.
Right.
Leslie's house.
It's the
and-
thing from your flashback where it was the Sturge and Sasquatch. You were going back and forth, and then
Yeah.
Right.
I think Leslie Jones definitely has some vision problems and
Yes.
blurs
Let's,
of people.
make sure we
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
And I believe a little bit of a cloudy mind too, so maybe she's seeing some things that
Little bit.
maybe aren't actually there. We're not really sure
Little bit.
what's real or not.
Sure.
We'll just say that when we saw all the Sasquatch scenes so far have been kind of shaky, held camera,
Or like found footage stuff.
blurry found footage. We're not really sure what's real and what's not in terms of that.
Maybe
Okay.
it was Sturge. Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah. You saw
Maybe.
like the shadow of it.
Maybe it was the
Yeah.
Sturge in a Sasquatch suit. You don't know.
Not quite sure. Not quite sure.
Okay. So we are in the lodge, and camp counselor kids are going through the halls of the dormitory area, loading in their stuff, putting their throwing their sleeping bags in their bedding into the room. They bring sleeping bags to put on top of the mattresses. You can see the Jimmy, the jock who was mentioned earlier, giving a wedgie to Nigel. You can see
Please.
girls chatting in the hallway. Patricia and Christy are chatting. Patricia and Christy are chatting. And then we go into Mike Michels' dorm room. Mike is setting out his stuff. He brought his football pendant because you can't leave home without it. You gotta decorate the room. He's laying out his bed. He just kind of like tosses his bed there. And as he is doing that, Nigel enters the room rubbing his rump after that horrible wedgie.
Anyway, I guess this is our room, I suppose.
What's up, bro? Why are you walking like that?
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. It's
Is
just,
somebody picking on you?
Well, yes. It's just, it kind of comes with the territory. You know, I think he was trying to make friends, really.
Nobody messes with my little man. Nobody.
And
he gets really intense and right in your face.
Thank you,
You
Mike.
tell me who it was, and I will end them.
And as he's finishing that sentence, so the way that they're positioned, Mike is, Morgan's character.
Nigel.
Thank you. Nigel has his back to the door because he just walked in, and Mike is facing the door. And as he's pointing into Nigel's face, suddenly it's as if light is radiating from the hallway, and a beautiful young woman, Jocelyn, passes their door as if in slow motion to Mike. He's never
Her
seen
hair is
someone
blowing in
so
the wind.
beautiful. Yes, it's as if she's radiating light from behind her. He's never seen someone so gorgeous, and his words are just cut off in that moment.
Oh, good, nice. Mike, are you all right?
What? Yeah.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, I just saw this beautiful girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I told you the women would be showing up eventually.
No, you don't understand, man. She's like otherworld.
Oh.
You gotta help me.
You
gotta help me get her.
Okay. I mean, yeah, yes. I mean, you're very charming. You're big and hulking in a good way.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes, you're attractive to all kinds of ladies. All you have to do is just walk up and say hello and say, "I'm Mike Michels,"
Just like that, I'm Mike Michels.
Well, yeah, that's a good start. Say hello, Mike Michels.
And then what? Get her drunk, right?
No. Maybe we just ask her, if she'd like to take a walk around the lake or something. Yeah.
All right, that's a good idea.
And just then,
okay, yes, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say, there's a knock at the door. It's Christy.
Hello, Christy Sturgeson.
Hello. Sorry. Ugh. Have any of you seen the Sturge?
I mean, I can hear him from yards away. I think I can hear him, but
he has this crazy thing where his voice is so loud that it honestly feels like it's coming from everywhere. It's really hard to find him sometimes.
I agree. Yes. It's good to see you,
Voice
Christy.
throwing, like accident. Sorry.
It's good to see you.
At that moment,
They share a knowing look.
Yeah, I was gonna say at that moment you see the camera pan between Nigel and Christy, and back to Nigel and back to Christy, and they have this knowing look like you were saying, and then you slowly pan up to Mike Michels, and he does not get it at all. He's totally in his whole thing.
You are going to the bonfire later, Christy?
Yeah, I mean it's probably gonna be cold, so it's the only way to be warm. So yeah, I'll be there. What about you?
No, yeah, I plan to, possibly, cold nights, warm. Yeah, see you there.
Do they have marshmallows and
Yes, I've seen. S'mores, I believe, is very familiar. I've learned how to make
s'mores
them.
here.
Right.
And in the background, you hear in the hallway from outside the room, you
The
hear,
door opens.
"Yo, I got gasoline for the
Nice.
fire tonight."
Please stop your brother. Please stop your brother from burning down the entire
Yeah,
woods.
I was gonna try and go tell him that,
Great.
we're not supposed to start the campfire with gasoline this year.
No, please don't.
Also-
last year.
On the gas can, you can see it written in Sharpie as property of Leslie Jones.
Scene.
No, wait, hang on. But right as Christy leaves, Nigel kind of takes a step back and turns to Mike and says, "How about we double that bet?"
Oh! Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Great way to end the scene. Okay, awesome.
I just knocked my background down. Hang on a second.
So exciting. Not just hold back.
Okay, so that is a white die for Alex. You can choose who to give that to.
I'm going to give it to Christy Sturgeon.
Yeah,
Katie.
Katie, you get a white die.
Yay.
Well deserved.
Yes.
Okay,
We're
so
being very even with our dice dispersal spell.
yeah, it's good. So the next scene zooms in on a room in the lodge where there's a couple of camp counselors sitting cross-legged in a circle, and Jocelyn has her ukulele, and she's singing "Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya." Everybody sing along. Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya. And as she's, oh wait, that's great. So, but your solo's not until the second verse. And the camera turns, and you see through the open door, sunlight sort of starting to set, and crickets are chirping in the background, and you see Mike in the doorway staring at Jocelyn. As if he wants to say something to her. Kumbaya, Kumbaya, my lord.
He starts to walk down, and then he turns around, stops, and goes back up the steps and just continues staring at her. You can see, the camera pans down to his hands, and you can see sweat starting to bead up on his hands.
I'm sorry to interrupt this song, but are there any other lyrics?
Well, those are all the lyrics that we played in my church, but we can make up our lyrics now if you want.
I'm just waiting for my solo, bro.
Improvise about Jesus?
I love my Lord, Kumbaya. Sturge, if you want to jump in?
I don't know anything about the Lord, so
He's
the guy that everybody follows
so.
Let's smoke weed.
Okay, I don't want to sing about weed in my Kumbaya circle, so I'm just gonna get up. And she gets up, and as she walks towards the exit, she sees Mike staring at her. And she gives him a little smile and a wave. Hi. Come here. Beckons him down. Yeah, come here.
He just slowly walks up, and this is like the most tame or oafish you've seen Mike at this point. He walks up.
Hi. I'm new here, and I saw you smiling at me, so I
Your voice is like a waterfall.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Just then,
onto rocks.
The power goes out. Were they outside? I'm sorry.
Inside.
No, they're inside the lodge.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. The power goes out.
And she sort of grabs Mike with fear. Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
I startle
it's okay,
easily.
Babe. It's okay, babe. I got you.
Babe? I need to go outside for a second. Would you come with me?
Flashlights flicker on around them.
Yeah. Here. And he literally just reaches out and takes one of the other kids' flashlights and rips it out of his hand.
Jocelyn doesn't notice at all.
And then clicks it on, smacks it, clicks it on, and then walks Jocelyn outside. He's just completely enamored of this.
It's all right, everyone. It's an old campground. I'm sure they've got some fuses that probably need replacing.
Yeah, my name's Nigel, and I know nerd things.
Sturge, stop it.
What?
Miss
What,
Weatherbottom.
You like him or something?
Miss Weatherbottom.
Yeah, I do kind of like him. Okay. I mean, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Just be nice to people, Sturge. Okay. Everybody's
Such a
nice to
nerd.
you.
Such a nerd. Yeah, it's because I'm freaking cool, bro. I mean, sis.
Oh, whatever you call me, it doesn't matter. No one pays attention to me anyway.
Look, I'm gonna go check out on the power, because just want to do something nice, I guess. Don't tell anybody though.
I won't tell anybody you did anything nice. It will ruin
Good.
your reputation.
You're right. I don't want you to ruin my reputation.
Well, I don't have any reputation to ruin, so you can ruin mine all you want. You do it anyway.
Clicks the light on him, right under his chin, with one of the flashlights. He goes, ooh!
You look really scary when you do that.
Jocelyn turns to Mike and says, "Do you want to come down to the lake with me?"
Yeah, that's a great idea. We could do like one of those moonlight walks. That's like romantic and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about golden hour right now. We call that Jesus smiling hour, and we could just go out onto the dock and watch the sunset together.
Sure.
And as you hear them saying that, in the background, Miss Weatherbottom, who blew that whistle earlier, is saying, "Campers, you better stay here. You counselors, you do not leave the premise." No.
All
And
the
she's
kids
like,
scatter. They just scatter.
Exactly.
You see them pulling out beer and like booze that they stole from their parents' place before they came out here, and they just scatter.
People are pulling condoms out from under the table. Running.
Montage of condom.
Kind of for this scene, I'm thinking thumbs up.
I also got a from Ron.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's close. I think we're getting close.
What do you? Well, it hasn't resolved yet.
Maybe this scene. So yeah.
You always need the accidental death, though, right? You
Has-
need the accidental death.
Well, let me resolve the scene. So, we head towards the lake, and oh, do you smell that? Is that just how the lakes back home don't smell like that?
No.
It doesn't smell
smells
like rotting fish.
Smells like really old garbage or something.
The buzzing of flies.
Oh, I think it's coming from under that canoe.
That old rotted one over there? Here, hold the flashlight. Hold the flashlight.
She
He gets a
follows
big
closely
stick,
behind him.
like a piece of driftwood.
Oh, you're so
And he
strong.
puts it on a.
I bet you could pick
I
me up
know.
with one arm.
I bet I could. I bet I could pick up like 2 or 3 of you, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Sticks it underneath the canoe, pries it, and as he does that, the canoe literally, because it's so rotted, splits open, and you see an arm flop out and a piece of hair.
And a rat.
And it looks strangely familiar to the bus driver.
Driver's dead.
It's
Scene.
Marvin.
Marvin the bus driver.
Marvin.
His head has been caved in, I think.
Oh,
We think.
He could have just fallen. You don't know. Could have fallen on that canoe. It could have rolled over and it could have covered him. That's how it happens. Happens all the time at summer camp.
all the time.
Okay, so that was a red die. And how these are played are we can decide if it's red or black. I
Well, what does
believe.
the red do? Is it different than the black?
Let me see here. The red die. Yes, whichever player picks the stunt die to resolve the scene gets to decide whether that die is white or black for that scene.
Oh, okay. I think it's black, I guess.
So they don't
Yeah.
they don't affect our outcome in the aftermath. They just help us kill people.
Okay. Got it.
If I'm reading this right. So
Yeah.
I'm
So-
gonna say that's probably black,
Yeah.
Who?
right?
Yep.
And I'm gonna give that to who had what are the dice counts right now?
Jared has 1 black, Jessica has 1 black, Alex has 1 white, Ron has 1 black, and Katie has 1 white.
I'm gonna give it to Ron.
Black,
Ron's
black.
got 2
Black
black.
The Sturge.
The Scourge racking up the black die.
Bro.
All right.
Okay.
So Jared, back. So now we're
Back
in
in.
round 2 of Act 1.
Great.
Okay, so even though this body has been found, it hasn't been, because we walked all the way down there, it hasn't been reported yet.
Right.
So the party in the woods is still happening. Like
Total
those
rager.
kids are completely oblivious to the fact that a body's been found. And so there's a small bonfire going, and people are pulling out all kinds of illicit substances, beer, what have you. And all the kids that scattered originally are there, except for one. And that one kid is Christy is missing. And so when they pan through all the kids, you recognize everyone except for Christy. And then when you pan out into the woods, there's a old dilapidated house. Christy is still fuming about what happened with her brother. So she's walking out towards that dilapidated house just to be alone, just to get away from her brother and all these stupid people. And she actually hears Jocelyn's scream down by the lake and is trying to decide if she wants to go down and see what the scream is or just forget about it and continue to go towards this dilapidated lake house building. And so we'll open the scene there. And the sun at this point has already set, and you can still see the bonfire up in the middle of the woods.
Jared scream, or was it like
The one that you heard Jocelyn do. I'm letting you pick which way you want to go. If you want to go into the building or if you want to go down to the scream.
Oh God. Very nice. Perfect.
I tried to turn down my mic for y'all.
I did want to make a clarifying note there, Jared, on everyone at the party. You do see that that the Sturge is missing as well because he was going to go work with the light
power.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Well, then all the kids are at the bonfire and all of the main characters have scattered in different directions.
All right.
So Christy's like about to that house. Just need some alone time, and then she hears the scream. Okay, I mean, people scream at camp. Kids scream all the time because there's like pranks and stuff, and maybe it was just like a prank scream. Prank scream. Hello?
There's a twig snap.
Ooh,
I would say the door on the cabin kind of creaks open. She's like, okay, honestly, the scream sounds better than whatever this is. And so she bolts towards where the scream was.
As she walks away, behind you in the doorway, you see a shadow.
That looks suspiciously like Sasquatch.
And then, okay, so then Christy will run down to the lakeside, and I'm not sure what.
So when you get down there, you burst through the trees, and you see what appears to you as Michels grabbing Jocelyn and shaking her. It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. It's okay.
Zoom is modulating the heck out of us.
Really.
I didn't even hear that scream.
So Christy is just gonna run as fast as she can and like tackle Michels into the water.
Nice.
Which I'm presuming is also into the dead body.
Yeah.
As you do, this corpse is ripped apart. There's now body parts strewn across the sand.
And water rats.
Yes.
Yeah. Water rats.
Get off of her! Get off of her! Let her go!
What's your deal,
Just because you don't believe in her God doesn't mean you have any right to shake her.
What? You're not
Christy!
making any sense.
Christy, it's okay. It's okay. Well, it's not okay. Nothing is okay. Please come here. It's okay. Get off of him.
And just then, Michels grabs old man, whatever his name was. Marvin, and pulls his head and arm up out of the water and says, "This is what she was freaking out about."
Put it away! Put it away!
And then he just throws the body back into the water.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
Okay. Well, you know what? There's a reason for everything. Okay. Everyone has.
What is the reason for that?
I don't know, but God has a plan.
What freakish plan does God have for mankind in a canoe?
As
Look,
they're
we
yelling at each other,
gotta go get somebody who is in charge.
as they're talking to each
We're
other,
in
we
charge.
see.
We're the freaking counselors, man.
As they're talking to each other, we see the perspective of the shadowy figure, and the shadowy figure is kind of making their way across, like watching them and kind of flanking them from just where the woods began before the beach.
I got it. We'll go to Nigel. He's smart. He'll know what to do. Come on.
Okay.
And he grabs the two girls by the arm and just starts pulling them through the woods.
Scene.
We can walk.
Ooh, you're so strong. Isn't he strong? Okay, cool. Scene. So, who initiated that?
That was me.
We're doing such amazing supporting right now. I'm forgetting who's starting the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you
so
think that ended well for them? I don't know.
I think
No.
it did end well because they cooperated in the
They
end.
didn't. Right.
Yeah.
They
They
cooperated,
teamed up.
They didn't die.
Yeah, it was a
No
team
one-
up.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
Pretty
Yeah,
classic
thumbs
team
up. Thumbs up for me.
Yeah, thumbs up for me too.
Okay, so
Okay,
I
so
have to give a white die to somebody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I threw Katie under the bus yet again, I'm gonna give her a white die.
Okay.
Yay.
The Sturgison twins rolling in the dice right now.
What's really hard about this kind of setting is like everything has to go wrong, so you actually have to be kind of mean to your fellow scene partners.
Right.
Well, luckily we have NPCs for that.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's my scene. All right, so we cut to another part of the woods back behind the lodge, so away on the other side of the camp from the campfire and from the lake, where we find the Sturge is making his way through the woods, trying to find something that looks like a power cable or something that looks like a fuse box, because he has decided to help fix this problem. But as he does so, as he's sort of, making his way through these trees, he thinks he finds something. No, that's just a vine, and there he thinks he sees a metal box on the side of this further cabin about 100 yards away. And as he's stepping through there, it's getting darker, and a shadow crosses in front of him. And it's Leslie.
Hey!
Oh,
Sturge!
Sturge!
You both
We
did
need to-
simultaneous.
We need to get closer to the buildings. Let's go. There's clearly something out here.
I haven't seen you in like 4 years, bro. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Yeah, there was in the last 2 years that you came to this camp, I decided to clear out. The memories were too bad, but now things are ramping up. You know what I mean?
We've lost power back there, bro. And so like I was like wondering if maybe you could help me turn on the box or something. I got weed in exchange.
I got
Sturgeon-
sour news for you. The power lines have been deliberately cut.
And Sturge's eyes
Sturge looks down.
go to a hatchet in her belt.
Dude, look, he's got a hatchet in her belt. Well, that's unfortunate, bro. Well, what are we gonna
Are you
do?
looking at my
I
hatchet?
just
You
heard
think
somebody scream. I don't know where my sticker is.
you think it was me because I got a hatchet? Come on, Sturge, you know me better than that. It was the thing. The thing in the
This
woods.
again. Come on.
I'm telling you, man, I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth. There is something, some kind of monster, some kind of beast. You've heard
It's
of
an old
Bigfoot,
wives'
right?
tale. You know that. Come on, bro. Sturge.
Leslie,
I'm trying to find people the only
Leslie. Listen to Leslie. I'm telling you, I'm trying to save your life. You and all your little sexy friends. Look. We
To the
can
party,
fix-
real quick, cut to the party, and people are like taking off clothes and making out with each
Woo!
There's
And
so
it's
many
like-
s'mores.
other. Yeah.
Only
Tons of
48
s'mores.
hours till the kids get here. Let's party! Ow, ow!
Look,
Chug,
I know
chug,
y'all.
chug.
I know y'all just want to have some innocent teenage sexy fun. But
Sounds like you're
There.
jealous, bro. That's
You
it
know
sounds
what?
like to me.
I live alone in the woods. We gotta put it together.
Well,
Look.
I mean, I'm just saying, don't want to put it out there or nothing, bro, but like, totally just gotta tell me, bro. I'm the Sturge. I'll hook you up.
Well, you know, I'm a little too old for your crew. I think I'd rather.
Well, I
just
meant
do
with
my-
drugs, not with teenagers.
Okay, good. Well, I'll take you up
Clarify,
on
'cause that would
that.
be really weird.
But right now, listen, we gotta focus. I know you're probably high on the reefer, but we gotta focus. We gotta fix these power lines and bring the lights back on before something bad happens. When the lights
It's a good thing that you're an electrician.
At that exact moment, Sturge hears the scream of his sister from the other side of the camp. He recognizes it as Christy's scream.
I gotta go! And he bolts to, he grabs the hatchet from her waist and bolts into the woods.
Sturge!
Scene.
We all gave that a thumbs down.
Yeah.
That was a clear thumbs down. I'm gonna give the black die then to Jocelyn. No, to Mike.
Okay.
Gonna give it to Jared.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back at the lodge. Everyone has not listened to Mrs. Weatherbottom. She's grumbling to herself, and she's going around lighting these little kerosene, safety lanterns that they have. The freaking kids do whatever they want. And Mrs. Weatherbottom, yeah, she's been here for 20 years. She knows the whole story. But no, they don't listen to her, do they? They don't listen to me because I know the most, and they think they know everything because their little bodies want to just touch each other all the time. So she's walking around, and then she goes into the kitchen and she starts to kind of get out some ingredients to make a chili for dinner, and she hears the door at the front of the lodge in the other room creak open.
Yeah.
And one of you come back when you find your senses. You decide to listen to Miss Weatherbottom because you know what Miss Weatherbottom does know what she's talking about.
And as the door opens, you see a small image of what looks like the tip of a gasoline canister pouring gasoline on the ground.
Oh.
Hello? Oh, Mrs. Weatherbottom, she kids, you don't want to talk to me, but dinner's not ready yet. It'll be ready in just a little bit. So you just gotta hold your horses, all right? Just sit down and don't knock your knees on anything. There are no lights out here, and we don't got the liability insurance that we used to. And she walks out into the big kind of mess hall area, and there's no one out there that she sees, but a wind blows through where the door has kind of is banging open. It's not
And
out.
the lights are still out too. So
The lights
she's
are still out.
Barely in
So there's
silhouette.
she really can't see. It's just the moonlight now streaming in from one of the windows.
And Mrs. Weatherbottom's sense of smell is terrible because she's been a smoker her entire life, so she can't smell the gas.
Yeah. And you can hear just in the background, and kind of in the darkness, you can hear the gentle lapping of what sounds like liquid onto the wooden floors.
Oh, someone leave the faucet on again. No, Mrs. Weatherbottom, you're wasting water. It's water is not a endless resource. Read a
She
National
slips.
Geographic.
It falls on her butt.
Now
Right on
her-
her elbow.
Now her pant legs are covered in the gasoline.
And she realizes she can now feel that the ground is slick with this slick gasoline, literally.
What kind of prank? This is a dangerous prank.
And you hear a click, which sounds like a lighter.
A Zippo.
Hello? Don't you mess around with fire. Hello? Mrs. Weatherbottom doesn't like... Hello?
The puddle of gasoline goes up in flames, and the trail that it leads to Mrs. Weatherbottom, and her pants are suddenly on fire.
You see the trail, and you cut between her eyes looking at the fire as it gets closer and closer and closer and closer.
She clearly has enough time to get out of the way.
Yeah, it's far too long of a montage of her looking at the fire coming towards her in shock.
And then the best part is the last thing she sees is a silhouette literally standing half in, half out of the flame, watching her burn.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna spare you, but she just screams as the fire consumes her little feeble body.
Oh, Katie.
Quickly, the camp lunch.
Wow, we're all about
you can
killing
see
the
that
old
quickly
people.
The camp lunch place is engulfed in flames.
Kill the adults.
The lodge is on fire now, or at least a part of the lodge.
Right.
And
Well-
so that's
That's
scene.
a red die, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's red dye. So you
Um,
decide if it's black or white.
Yeah. And who you want to give it to? So where it stands right now is we have. Let me show you the dice. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white, and 5 black, and 2 more red dye.
Jared has 2 black. Jessica has a black. Alex has a white. Ron has 2 black. You have 2 whites, and I have nothing so far.
You don't?
I have
Well,
no dye.
I'm wondering if we even can call it a white, because that definitely ended poorly.
Yeah.
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 I think I have to go
I
black.
Well, but
Yeah.
poorly is like, it might have ended poorly, but that might have been good for the film, right?
True.
It's all relative.
I mean,
I'm
Addition by subtraction.
I don't know how you're supposed to like weigh that, but
I'm gonna give Sturge another black dye.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay.
It makes it easier at the tilt, I think, when we have like some deception.
Yeah.
Extremes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think last time we were very like, we learned we like were very even with it, and
Yeah,
now
we
just
were.
have, like some extremes.
Okay, Ron, it is your scene.
okay. All right. Let's
Music
see
is so
here.
good.
I like that scene. That was a good one.
So good.
Yeah.
Let's see. We cut in. Right, the power's off. Right, the power's
Yeah.
off. Let's just recap.
The
here.
lodge is on fire.
Yeah.
The lodge is on fire.
And there's a
Kids.
bonfire.
The
Mike,
kids
there's a
are,
bonfire.
the kids are
Christy.
smooching at the bonfire.
Oblivious
Mike-
camp counselors.
Mike, Christy, and Jocelyn are headed back to the bonfire, and we know that Sturge is chasing off because he heard his sister scream.
Right. We cut in back onto the bonfire where all the kids are clearly making out and doing all sorts of illicit things, and kind of almost as if they don't even see the figure. A figure is walking amongst them, and this figure seems to be in a Sasquatch costume. And in its hand is what appears to be the head of Old Man Marvin. And as it walks into the camp, it tosses the head into the lap of a girl who's making out heavily with her boyfriend, and she begins to scream, and everyone all of a sudden they all zoom on what the scream is, and they see the Sasquatch figure, and everyone bolts. And the Sasquatch figure slowly walks back into the forest.
Scene.
Nice.
Oh, I mean, I think
Wait. Slow pan, and then there's a sign that's Smokey the Bear that's saying, "You may prevent forest fires," and then it says the risk level, and someone's moved the finger up to extreme. Sorry, that's the cheesy factor sneaking into the film.
Yeah. Love it.
man.
I guess that went.
Well,
Well, for the
Yeah, I think that was well for
Sasquatch
that
suit.
character, for Sasquatch character. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever that may be.
Who do you want to give that white die to?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Morgan.
oh, thanks.
Yay. You mean Nigel?
Nigel.
Yeah, Nigel.
Yes. Nigel matters. Alex.
Okay. So,
Ooh.
oh, well, hello.
Sorry.
Moving on. The kids are scattering, and Nigel is among them. He was kind of like hanging as a wallflower, just kind of like
Waiting for Christy.
hoping to see Christy at the fire. Yeah, but she wasn't showing up. So, he starts running, as everyone else does. And
Where are we going?
as he's running, he sees in the distance a faint glow.
What?
And yeah, it's curious about it, and so begins to run toward it. And he's actually the only one that seems to really be, well, actually, no, everyone seems to be going toward the lodge because that's where home is. And as they crest the hill, they see the cafeteria area just engulfed in flames. Everyone is standing there, stick still, just having no idea what to do.
Is anyone in there? Is anyone in there? Is everyone here?
Nigel,
Are we all accounted for?
as Nigel is taking stock of the group, he sees that everyone is being, they're just shocked and they're not moving, and adrenaline fills his veins, and he begins to feel quite heroic and runs toward the fire.
Has anyone seen Christy? Has anyone seen Christy or Jocelyn or Mike? Hello, Mike, Christy, Jocelyn, Sturge, anyone? Hello?
as a
Very proud of myself. I just remembered all those names.
I'm proud of you too.
Bonus points. Bonus points.
As the diligent person that he is, Reed Nerd, he was sure to check all of the fire safety equipment when they first moved in.
This doesn't make any sense. The power was out, and there were extinguishers properly placed on every floor. How does this happen?
OSHA approved.
He remembers the extinguisher. He runs into the hallway on the side of the building that is not on fire, grabs an extinguisher, and rushes to the cafeteria area. As he's rushing there, he's beelining in it and not seeing anyone in his path.
Right.
We see the 3 kids who are at the lake starting to approach the lodge as well. And Katie clocks Nigel running toward the cafeteria.
I'm coming to save you! as I'm running into the lodge. Extinguishing, trying to, hello, is anyone?
Did you just run into a burning building?
Yeah.
Oh God,
Christy,
what's happening?
The building's on fire. The lodge is on fire. Nigel just ran into the building, and he said he was coming to save someone.
Well, we have to save him.
Yeah, we gotta help him.
Okay, that building's really on fire.
Okay.
I'll get some water. And Mike leaves the 2 girls on their own and runs over to a trough and starts filling a bucket with water.
Just as he does that from the woods, you hear what sounds like a freight train crashing through the woods, twigs snapping all over the place, and clearly hear somebody as the sturge rolls out into the
And Mike takes his bucket of water and instinctively throws it in the sturge's.
meanwhile,
Inside the house, inside the lodge.
yes, and
sorry.
inside the lodge. Well, I want to note that when Christy saw Nigel running to help and being so heroic, she felt her heart start beating faster. She's never seen him this way. Inside the lodge. Yes, go ahead, Nigel.
Yes, hello, is anyone? Christy, Mike, anyone? Other Christian girl, whatever your name was. I'd never met you. And as he's trying to make his way through the halls, and he comes across the now very charred, unrecognizable, but very short form on the ground. Hello. And he probably tries to like grab and can't. He can't.
Puts his arms around a leg, and as he pulls the leg, the skin pulls away.
And he soon gives it up and is coughing and starts running and in horror, running for the exit.
And he runs face into the spray of the foamy fire extinguisher that Jocelyn is wielding, and he gets just covered in the extinguisher. Did no one else pay attention in the training?
I did. I did, and I hold up my extinguisher. Well done.
Well done to you.
I'm Nigel, by the way.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Nice to meet you. Have you seen Christy?
Yeah, she's right behind me. Christy!
Oh, Christy!
Yeah, I got another fire extinguisher.
Well done.
And then the 3 of them, the 4 of them, Ghostbusters style, start to spray down all of the fire in front of them.
It's like slow motion and kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like bubbling up in like a very non-reality way.
Yeah, Nigel and Christy's shoulders are like rubbing up against each other, and just like, you know.
Yes, it's slow motion, and the shoulders are rubbing up against each other. There, we see a montage of them just taking down this fire, and toward the
Nigel
end of the montage,
reaches over and helps Christy turn on her fire extinguisher.
Yes,
There you are.
and as the foamy bits are falling from the sky, it's all slow motion. Nigel and Christy turn towards each other and lock eyes and just start going at it. They break out as it's all falling around them like snow.
I was so worried about you.
You hear Jocelyn
Sister.
in slow-mo go, "Leave room for Jesus." sprays them both down.
And I pull away. There's a dead body down the hallway.
And they stop making out.
Scene.
I feel like making out, finishing, and going, there's a dead body in the hall.
I was the only one that voted. Yeah. I was the only one that voted.
I did this.
Oh,
okay.
But it was earlier.
That was Jessica's scene. Oh, no, it was Alex's scene. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alex, we voted for a black die, so who are you gonna give that to?
I will give it to Morgan.
Cool.
All right.
Ooh, 1 for 1.
Yep.
For being so heroic.
Thank you.
The way I wrote you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, so Jessica. Got a lot going on.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so we find ourselves out front, the 4 kids illuminated by, actually no, there's no power. So they just have their flashlights and
the flickering of the fire coming from the lodge.
yeah, the last remaining fire that's still crackling. And Jocelyn looks up to the group and says, "There's something I need to tell you.
A dark secret?
I saw something.
Right now, bro?
I went to the wrong cabin, and I met this creepy old woman, and she said, 'Don't go to the lake house.' I think she had something to do with Marvin's death."
Wait, Marvin's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
wait,
who's
yes.
Marvin?
When you said there was a dead body, I thought you were referring to that dead body.
There's another dead body inside
Yeah.
the lodge. I couldn't tell. She was too. They
Oh
were
my
too
gosh, is it
badly
me?
burned.
Is it me? Am I bad luck?
No, I see you. You're alive.
No.
You're not dead.
But I felt I was there for both of the dead bodies. We have to find her. We have to find Leslie.
Nigel steps unconsciously away from Jocelyn just a little bit.
Wait, I'm confused. There are dead people, bro?
Yes, someone died in the fire, and apparently
Is that
Marvin.
why you were screaming, Christy?
Yeah, I screamed because I thought that Mike was hurting Jocelyn, and I tackled him into the water like you taught me to do.
Yeah, good job, girl.
Yeah, I tackled him real hard.
Reaches his hand out for a fist bump.
Oh.
And as they fist pump,
And then-
Christy notices the axe in
hatchet.
his other hand, the hatchet in his
Right.
other hand.
Well, I wrestled him right into a dead body. What's
Another-
that?
That's
By the way-
hers.
Oh, this? Some creepy lady, Leslie, she gave it to me. She was out by the power box when the
Sturge!
power was cut.
Were you
And
not
she-
listening to what I just said?
Jocelyn
I'm sorry,
recognizes
bro,
the
I'm
hatchet.
like real high right now.
Well, how did you get that from her?
I took it because I heard my sister scream and I ran.
Thanks, bro.
Okay. We
I love you, sis.
I love you too, bro.
I love you.
we have to
And
put
he hugs her big and looks at Nigel.
I hate to break up this brother-sister moment, but we have a serious problem.
Yeah, people are dying.
Mike reaches into the water trough and pulls up Patricia's head. It's been cut off. Literally just her head. that he saw.
God.
Where are the rest of the counselors? They were standing right here when I ran into the house. Where did everyone else go? All the other
Sturge's
partiers.
thigh-high shorts start. They turn dark red as clearly he starts urinating.
Okay, everybody.
Takes the head and just tosses it to the side.
What are you doing?
Hey,
Oh,
everybody, listen up. I was not allowed to watch.
die.
I was not allowed to watch horror movies growing up, but let me just say, Father, I have sinned, and I did watch a few, and I can tell you that we have to find the culprit to these murders to stop it before anybody else gets hurt. Okay?
We gotta get out of here, man. Let's just take the bus and bounce. Like, why are we even,
And Sturge starts working around in his shorts that are clearly wet. I got the key. And he holds up the bus keys. I got the key.
The bus keys.
Dude,
Terrific.
let's do it.
Well, the axle was broken, so we're just gonna have to fix the axle really quick, and then we can take it out.
Does anybody
I
know
don't
how
know
to fix
how
an
to
axle?
fix an axle.
Well, I'm pretty good at it.
Of course you are.
Took all those.
Of course
She
you
took
are.
all those Girl Scout lessons.
Yeah, I got my axle badge.
Also, they remember they remember that the bus is still several miles away since they walked, so they're gonna have to walk in the dark.
Okay, so we're at a crossroads here. Go to the cabin and face the potential murderer, or try to escape.
No, thank you. I'll take option B. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm with the nerd.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
We there's strength in numbers. We stay together. I am no thank you to the lake house to seeking out seeking out murderers. No thank you to that. I've fulfilled my heroism quota for the evening.
I mean, I know I've only seen a few horror movies, but if I know anything, the murderer's probably watching us right now.
And we see the perspective of the murderer watching them from only a few feet away as they look around.
Okay, well, if we're gonna get to this bus, we have to start now.
Okay.
Hey.
So we're definitely going to the bus stand and not facing the murderer, because that just sounds like I don't want to die, bro.
No, thank you.
What are we
Just
gonna
then-
face? What are we gonna face the murderer with? What are we
We
gonna?
got one hatchet.
Our courage and grit!
A machete flies through the area where they are standing, and the Sturge moves out of the way. He happens to be leaning, shifting his weight, and it misses him by inches, and sticks right into a tree.
Run for it!
Ah! And they all run towards where the bus
Screams
is.
like a little girl and runs in a random direction.
Scene. Okay, so that ended. What did we say?
Well, they had a plan. I think it ended well.
Yeah, we got a plan.
We're
Okay.
going to the van.
We'll give a white die to.
Plan to the bus.
I'm gonna give a white die to Leslie.
She's got 2 white now. Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. Oh, that was the last scene of Act 1. Because I started
Yes,
it,
it
right?
is.
I keep
Yeah,
forgetting because I
perfect.
think Jared's ending it.
Nice.
Okay,
That makes-
awesome.
That makes sense because they're all running to the van.
Yes.
That's the perfect
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
One
Great,
thing,
awesome.
quickly.
Or the bus. Sorry.
Can't believe you did
Yeah.
Patricia like that, Jared.
Go ahead, Ron.
She's just ahead, bro.
She never got to profess her love. It's so sad.
As the Sturge is running, in his fear, he drops the hatchet.
Such
Way
a
to go,
beautiful
Sturge.
object.
Okay, so Act 1 has ended. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to a quick break. We're gonna take about 10 minutes to break, and when we come back, we are going to roll for. We're gonna tally up our die, and 2 people will pick the tilt. And the tilt is it's 2 events that dramatically change the story, and we incorporate that however we want in the second act. And the second act will move a little more quickly, and when the Act 2 is over, we will do a quick aftermath if we have time. So please stick with us for the break. We'll be back at 8:30.
If it's anything like the last time, we'll have already figured out the aftermath by the time we got there.
Pre-aftermath.
All right.
10.
welcome back, everybody.
Hi. We are back after a rousing Act 1 of Camp Cannata. Death awaits.
On the intermission, we did roll our dice. So how that works is you tally up your white die and your black die, and you subtract the lower number from the higher number, and whoever has the higher score on both ends of white die and black die get to pick the tilt. So let's hop over there.
Okay.
So we determined that Ron and Alex are the tilt choosers. So how this works is...
MCs of the tilt.
Huh?
I said the MCs of the tilt.
Yeah.
TMC.
Here's your mic. You each get to pick a top level category, and then you swap and pick a subcategory of each other's category. And in Fiasco, you use die, but we think it's more fun to just kind of let you have free reign and pick whatever you want.
Oh.
Okay. So, Ron, do you want to go first, or?
I'll let you go.
Okay. So,
The Sturge is stuffing his face right now.
Hey, at least it's with an apple.
Sturge has got a carbo load.
Sturge has got a Sturge.
Oh man, I wish the Sturge would have talked in the third person the whole time.
The Sturge could not believe the Sturge's eyes.
That's true.
That's a good point.
That's true.
Okay, I think I want to go with failure.
Okay.
I'm gonna go innocence.
Ooh.
What was that?
Innocence.
Innocence.
Failure and innocence. Okay.
Oh, there's some good ones in here.
Mm-hmm.
Where on my paper can I write this?
Do you have any room?
I don't. I'm gonna make it really small.
So then Alex picks the innocence and
Oh,
Ron
okay.
picks the failure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna choose a tiny mistake leads to ruin.
Oh no!
Tiny mistake leads to ruin. Okay.
And I'm gonna pick somebody is not so innocent after all.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Okay. So, we left the first act with all of the camp counselors, right? Running
Yeah.
towards...
All the ones left alive.
Yeah, running towards the bus. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and
Jared.
And the Sturge has the keys. So
Yeah.
even though the Sturge lost the hatchet, Michels had the wherewithal to grab the machete that sunk into the wall,
Nice.
and he ripped that out of the wall, and he's running with it behind everyone else towards the bus. And as he's running that direction, just for a second, out of the corner of his eyes, he swears he sees something off in the woods, but it's not a tall, 7-foot tall, hairy creature. It's more like a 5-foot tall, stocky woman who seems very pissed off, covered in all kinds of like ferns and mud, and it looks like she got lost and slipped and fell in a puddle at some point. And he looks over at her, trying to figure out if she's a threat or not, while waving on the rest of the group towards the bus. You guys go ahead. I'll deal with this. And he runs off towards that other figure in the woods.
Be careful, Mike. Be
Mike,
careful.
no!
Don't you worry, Nigel. I got this one. And he double ups on the machete like it's a baseball bat, and he starts running towards the figure in the woods.
Well,
You guys all run ahead, though.
Nigel is awkwardly trying to grab Christy's hand as they run, but it's just not going very well.
Sorry.
No, so sorry.
No, sorry, it's just
I just careful. I don't want you to trip.
it's hard to run with only one arm for momentum.
Right. No, yes, yeah, right, yes. Come
Okay,
on.
maybe if we do link arms.
Okay, all right.
Nope, actually, that's worse. This is
No,
like a
it's-
three-legged race now.
Terrible.
Okay,
Just go, it's fine.
Put her arm over his shoulders while running.
Yeah, this is better.
Okay, is it?
Well, we can't just leave Mike behind.
Well,
Okay, right as she says that, cut back to Mike, and he's choked up on the machete, and you can tell that he's like tense, but at the same time he's a little bit scared. And again, zoom in on his forehead, and there's just a little bit of sweat going down his brow. Look, I don't know who you are, but if you don't say something real quick, I'm gonna chop you in half like a
The Sturge! Sturge!
You know the Sturge?
Hey!
Oh, thank God.
And you hear a and suddenly there's a shotgun barrel aimed at you.
Whoa!
Well, look,
You're not the Sturge.
no ma'am.
Who are you?
No ma'am. I am certainly not the Sturge.
What are you doing on my property? I mean, what was formerly my property?
Wait a minute. You know, you live here?
Yes, I live here. I'm Leslie Jones. And who are you? Are you from Project 469? You gotta tell me if you are.
No ma'am. I'm Mike Michels. I'm the star quarterback for the Cougars.
All right, on three, let's drop our weapons. And I'm gonna give you a pat down like you've never had before. You ready? Wait, hang on. Did you hear that?
He seems oddly into it.
But before she can do it, she says, "Did you hear that?"
What?
And just as she says it, there's another twig snap.
And she swings the shotgun to where the direction of the snap was. Get over here.
It's just me.
Mike Michels
It's
like
just me.
goes back behind her and like hides behind her.
It's just me. I'm sorry. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave Mike alone.
Babe, what are you doing
Princess.
here?
I like when you call me babe.
He throws the machete off into the woods like it does not matter. Runs over and grabs her and pulls her in and starts.
When he throws the
kissing her.
machete, Jimmy is running through the woods nearby, and the machete goes.
What? I killed somebody?
Hey,
But they
it's
didn't
so
see it.
innocent.
They didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
they didn't see it. It was innocent.
They didn't see it. They
No
just-
idea that it happened.
Nobody had. We see it, but no one else does.
Wait,
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy? Who's Jimmy?
Silent death.
Random-
Exactly.
One-
Exactly. Who's Jimmy?
This one told me about Patricia
Wow.
at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy was only a force of good in this world. In the
Sweet Jimmy.
It is
so
a
wait,
horror.
Jared, you are.
At this point, Mike is like trying to like make out with Jocelyn, like
And
thrown the machete away, and he's just like making his move, even though there's this old creepy lady with the shotgun watching.
and Leslie is just like, what? And then another twig is cracks, and she wails off on the shotgun.
Babe, we gotta get out of here. And he grabs Jocelyn, throws her over her shoulder,
Whoa!
and starts running towards the bus. Come on, creepy old lady!
All right.
Scene.
She's
Leslie's literally like 32.
When you're in high school, that's like
yeah. She's loading the gun as she goes as they continue to go to the bus.
Okay. So that was scene. Jared, that ended, I think, well.
That was like pure
Yeah, that's good.
right there.
Not great for Jimmy, but
No. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, somebody had to die ironic. Okay,
For sure.
somebody had to
It's true. No,
Keep it
that's
in the
very
room.
that's very like Evil Dead Army of Darkness. of
Right.
it.
Yeah.
In fact, Ron, I will give you a white dice.
Actually, you
because-
keep it.
thank
Act
you.
2? No,
Oh, I keep
Act 2,
it.
you keep it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
right.
Very gracious
So-
of you, but
And you added to your Act 1 die, or I forget?
yes. I believe so.
Okay. So Jared now has 2 black and 1 white. Okay.
Cool. And we're booking it back to the bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Morgan.
All right. So Christy and Nigel are doing this very awkward, kind of affectionate, but not like really slowing them down. And the Sturge is like 3 steps behind them, just watching this really odd, awkward, like dance of wooing or whatever's going on in front of him as we're running towards the bus. Yes. I'm so glad you're all right. I didn't see you at the campfire, and when things started burning, I thought maybe you were still inside.
Wait, you mean you went into that fire for me?
Well, I guess so. I was afraid that you were still in there. I don't know what came over me.
Nigel, that's the bravest thing anybody's ever done.
Oh.
The history of my life.
Oh.
And to be fair, I live in a suburb, so it's like not that dangerous, but
Well,
it's
I-
still just
Soft filter, slow focus on both of them.
There's a very.
This is awkward, bro.
Let me just
This is real awkward.
Yes, right. We should go.
oh,
And
Yeah, why did we stop running?
You're right.
I just realized we're not running anymore,
no, we
bro.
should keep running. We're almost
Yeah,
there.
go,
I can
come
see
on,
the
go.
They've stopped long enough that the rest of the crew catches up with them.
They're just watching them attempt
There you
to
are.
kiss.
Wait, Nigel.
Sorry.
Did you get there? Did you get that, bro?
Where?
No, nowhere. It's there's a place that Mike and I talk about.
Leslie shakes her head. You sexy teens. Hey, there's a bus.
Okay, who is
The
the
bus.
Sturge?
Oh yeah! The case! And he
Okay,
runs through
wait,
the
we
door.
gotta fix the axle first.
And Nigel trips over another dead body that a crow is pecking at of one of the other camp counselors.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're all dead. Who's this camp counselor?
We
This
didn't
one-
know her.
We didn't
Unnamed.
even know them. Yeah, they were in the bus.
This is Natasha. She was the one Russian camp counselor.
Natasha, no,
Not
bro,
Natasha, no.
oh no.
She had a long backstory about.
We
how
had a
she
lovely
came to this
conversation about
country.
Dostoevsky. Actually, it was nice.
So as they're
Nigel's
looking
just
down at the
becoming
body,
James.
as they're looking down at the body,
Blast.
I helped you press the bus.
Leslie shakes her head. He struck again.
Who?
He?
Who?
Who?
Come on, let's get in the bus. I'll tell you everything.
We can't get in the bus. The bus isn't working yet. I have to fix the
You
axle.
can still get in here, though,
we
bro.
can go
I mean,
inside it, right?
You guys all go in the bus, and I'll fix the
No.
axle.
Well,
Oh.
Mike, you're probably gonna have to. We're probably gonna have to like lift up the bus. So no, don't get into the bus because then we'll be weighing it down. You gotta. The
I'll
axle's
get some-
underneath.
I'll get some branches and we can like brace it, and then she can like fix
Yes.
it.
Yeah, good.
Brace up, everybody. Split up and brace up the bus.
Great.
We'll all go in different directions to get wood.
Everyone get firewood. Or get
I'm
wood for
gonna
bracing.
stay here in the bus, bro, because I got the keys.
Perfect.
Meanwhile, Leslie, who is the person who's been living on her own in the woods, is an electrician, very self-sufficient, has been asked for zero help, and it's just like,
You're old.
These
You're
kids gotta
old.
think
Like,
he's
this-
so old.
Hey, lady, if you need to like take a nap or something, that's fine.
she cocks
No,
the
I'm
shotgun.
Sturge. I'm over here.
Sturge, I got a bone to pick with you. Now that you bring it up,
I lost your axe. I'm sorry.
you lost my hatchet. We could
I
have used
did.
that about now.
I'm ashamed of it.
Oh wait, that's my scene. Yeah.
So, kids, y'all are really gonna split up right now? You know there's a killer out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we split
Jo-
up, we'll be able to get all the wood faster.
And
Jocelyn
they
kind of
can't get us all at the same time, bro.
Jocelyn steps forward and pulls her cross necklace out of her polo and says, "Yeah, speaking of killings, Miss Leslie, why did you tell me not to go to the lake house? That's where we found the first dead body. Seems a little suspicious to me."
Well, I'm not surprised you found a dead body around there. This place has been, I don't know, cursed for years. Ever since hang on. And quickly, she goes down the line of each of the kids and gives them a pat down. Make sure no one's recording anything.
What? It's 1983. That's very expensive technology.
I trust you. Well,
I had to save up my whole summer salary to get a Walkman.
The agency of Discord, they have money. Don't you worry about it. Money enough to fund Project 469. Listen.
You've been talking about this for years. If there's no truth to it, bro.
Well, why don't you let your friends decide for themselves? I'll tell them what happened, and y'all can tell me if I'm crazy or not after what you've seen tonight.
Go ahead, lady. Tell us what happened.
Well, about 20 years ago, the Agency of Discord, which is a highly covert organization of the American U.S. government. I know that's redundant, but just go with me on that. They created a project where they were testing on human subjects. A chemical that could turn them into the ideal soldier, make them bloodthirsty and unfeeling. Coincidentally, it also made them grow tremendous amounts of hair. Well, needless to say, this project went awry. They were able to murder, euthanize most of their test subjects, mostly poor old men who lived in these hills.
What?
My neighbors.
What?
But one of them got out. He got free and he tried to come back home.
Always makes me cry when old people cry.
I'm in my late 30s, you bitch.
Wait, is that old man Cannata?
No, but I saw one of these. One of these hairy beastmen came by the fire and threw a decapitated head.
What'd
Did you hear
I heard it too.
Everybody, in the bus!
Come
We
on!
have time to fix it.
End scene.
Oh, wait.
All right.
That ended poorly. It sounded like I feel like we
Yeah.
got a lot of downvotes on that
Yeah,
one. So that's for me.
We didn't fix the bus, so.
No.
Okay, so you keep a black die.
Got it. Okay.
All right. We are now entering the bus because we heard footsteps. Katie.
Okay, so it's gonna be like just a little bit later. We're inside the bus. Everybody's huddled there. We can't get anywhere because the bus isn't gonna move. So they've decided that Kirsty is gonna go fix the axle because she can get under. The bus doesn't have like flat tires or anything, so she can get under there. She's gonna go fix it. Okay,
All right, and Nigel will accompany her outside of the bus.
okay,
And I'll cover you from the window.
Okay, so you're covering me from the window. I'm gonna fix the axle with my bare hands, and Nigel's gonna cover me. If everyone just keep watch.
Got
The
it.
only chance we have to get out of here is this bus.
Let me know as soon as you're done, and I'll turn the key, bro.
Hey, and Sturge, you know what you yell if there's danger.
I do.
Meanwhile, Mike Michels is going to take Jocelyn and pull her to the back of the bus, to the back seat, pull her down, and start to make his move. Because he thinks at this point, they might not make it through. So he wants to try to make his move before anything terrible happens.
Going out
Oh
with
my
it.
goodness. Okay, so that's all happening. Christy's going to open up into the quiet, like creepily quiet woods now. Nigel right behind me. And she's gonna crawl underneath the bus and start working on the axle.
Christy,
Yes?
do you know what you're doing under there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty standard broken axle.
Got
We
it.
ran into this a lot in the Girl Scouts.
Got it. Listen, I don't want to sound crazy or anything, but Did you see Jocelyn on the bus on the way into camp?
I didn't. I mean, to be fair, Sturge had everybody shouting Sturge.
Right.
So it was a little distracting, but...
I arrived early with Mike, and then you and Sturge and the others, Patricia and Jimmy, they all came on the bus. Or you all came on the bus.
Yeah.
Where did Jocelyn come from? I'm sorry. I'm panicked.
Don't, Nigel, stop doubting yourself. You're so smart.
Well, look at you. I mean, you're fixing that axle like nothing I've ever seen.
Well, let me tell you, 7 years in Girl Scouts and you can fix an axle on pretty much anything with wheels or
I
without.
guess so. We have something in the UK, the equivalent of the Girl Scouts. It's called the Jolly Rogers.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. It's very, but no, they don't teach anything nearly as useful as axle fixing.
The Girl Scouts is the Jolly Rogers?
Yeah, it's very confusing. It's very confusing.
I like it.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Very cool.
I don't want to distract you. I just.
No, you're not. It's nice, honestly. I love the woods, but I've never been more scared to be in the woods.
I know.
I just want to make it out of here. And maybe if we do, Nigel, maybe we could I don't know, go to TGI Friday sometime.
I would love nothing more.
You hear a blood-curdling scream, and Nigel, it's in the distance. Nigel goes under the bus with Christy.
Oh.
He awkwardly rolls on top of her. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll fix the axle
Yes.
around you.
I would.
And see.
Okay, I think
Nailed it.
that was a white die.
Can we just say for the record that they end up having sex underneath the bus?
Please, can we please?
Because I really want Nigel to win the
And
bet.
then cut
Yeah.
you 3 minutes later.
90 seconds.
Probably
2.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Nigel and Christy are literally under the bus.
Okay.
So as they're doing it, wait.
Next?
Well, I just wanted to quickly add to the end of that. That Leslie is on the window and it starts to steam up a little bit on the window, from under the bus. There's steam. She's like,
Oh.
what the? And then she kind of looks a little and just sees Christy's
Splayed
feet,
legs.
Christy's feet and his feet, that.
There's
Then
a
she goes,
montage of this very 80s, just of their faces, and also of Christy fixing the axle at the same
in
time.
the middle.
It's all in this steamy music.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
axle.
Oh yeah. And Leslie just looks down and smiles.
So sexy.
So Katie, you get a white die. Go ahead and
Okay.
take that.
Damn right
What's
she
the
does.
die count? I keep it. Okay.
Yeah, you keep it. Uh-huh.
Okay. I love that. Yay! I'm glad they did it.
Yeah.
Aw, so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
Ron.
The
Sturge.
camera transitions away from the steamy window, back underneath the bus, and Nigel is wiping his brow and going, "Oh!" Just as Christy finishes the axle with a clink, she screams up to Sturge, and Sturge screams, "Gasoline, bitches!" And he turns the key in the bus, and it goes. He tries again.
Nigel pulls Christy and they quickly roll out from under the bus.
And as they get into the bus and the bus starts to move, a camera shoots to the gasoline, to the empty full, and it to the empty, and it cuts out. And Sturge says, "Bro, I took the gasoline from the bus.
Sturge!
What?
Oh, it's back at the camp."
Wait a minute. I gave my last can of gasoline to the bus driver, who is now deceased, Melvin. He
Marvin.
was my buddy. And by the way, if you see him, tell him I said hey.
He's
You're
dead.
Huh?
Sorry.
Melvin's dead?
Marvin, he's dead.
And my gas can is gone.
Jocelyn surfaces from the makeout session. He's dead.
What are we gonna do? I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
All right, I say we hole up in here, close these doors, and wait.
It's easy for you to say. You got the gun, bro.
We can't just sit in this bus. We're sitting ducks.
I told you this was the wrong thing to do, but also my other option was to go to Leslie's house, and now she's here, so,
I got an idea. It's my fault. I feel really bad. I'm gonna go get the gas.
Wait.
I'll be real quick
You
about
can't go by yourself?
You can't go alone, Sturge.
Oh, Leslie, you can come with me. You know these grounds better than anyone. And you got the gun.
I can go with you. Listen, I won't have the twin brother of the woman that I love heading off alone.
What?
Sturge, I'll go with you. I will. The three of us can go together.
Mike slyly gets up and he walks over to Nigel and he puts a $20 bill into Nigel's pocket.
Not now. Subtlety, Mike, subtlety.
You deserve that, bro. You deserve that.
Thank you. Yes, I do.
There's like a very meaningful moment between Nigel and Mike. Like way too much time. Like the editor cut it off and it just keeps going.
You stay here. Christy, you stay with Mike. He'll protect you. I think.
Hey.
Be careful.
So, bro, it's you, Nigel, me, and Leslie. You're coming too, right, bro?
Wait.
Just Mike and I here in the bus?
Mike, Christy,
And me.
Yeah.
Jocelyn.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're
Yeah,
splitting
for
in
sure.
half. 3 and 3.
Oh, totally. No, but there's this old football play that I think you guys should try. So one of you,
You mean like soccer? Soccer, what they call here in the United States?
what? No.
No, never mind.
Like Americans pastime, you know.
Nerd,
football.
bro. Nerd.
Yes, yeah, I guess. Go ahead.
Look, I want to respect you, but when you make a comment like that, you and I are going to have problems. All right, so what's going to happen is you send out one wide receiver as the distraction, and everyone's focus is on that one person. And then you send the running back and the fullback up through the center, and one of them acts as the blocker, and the other one takes out a left curve to the other side of the field, and that's the person that's going to score. So this is what I think should happen. I think Nigel should take the right wing. He's the wide receiver. And then because the Sturge is kind of like, you know, a beefy dude, he's the fullback, he's the blocker. And then the old lady, she's going to be the wide receiver screening out to the left side.
She's old, bro. She's so old, bro.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Perfect distraction.
It's the old Cougar switchback play. It works every time.
So you want me to be the bait, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you're the Cougar.
Cougar, go, go, go. Cougar, go,
Go, go, go.
Rhino.
Cougar, go, go, go.
All right, I'll go. Okay, fine.
All right. So on 3, you guys got the plan, right? Okay, on 3. Blue 52, hut. And he slams the door open to the bus and pushes all 3 of you out.
Okay, here we are. Let's go. I still don't understand why a sport where you're holding the football most of the time is called football. Anyway, go on. Here we
Nerd.
All right. So.
And I think that's scene.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Okay, I don't know who gets this die or
I
what.
think that ended poorly.
Scene.
They
Okay.
split up and they followed Mike's plan.
That was not a good idea.
Okay, so Ron, you keep a black die.
It's the old Cougar switchback. What are you
Oh,
talking
of course. What am I doing?
Okay,
You
so
don't
the
have any touchdowns
Cougar,
with God after that?
go. Cougar, come on home.
the dice we have left are 4 white, 2 black, and 2 red.
Wow, someone's getting set up to die real quick.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So black. Did we downvote that one or what did
Yeah,
we?
he got a black
Yeah.
die.
Okay.
Yeah.
To Ron.
Yeah.
Ron,
He has
okay.
4 black die now.
You have 4 black die.
Oh boy. Alex.
Okay. So, the trio makes their way. We cut to them in the middle of the woods. They are walking through, headed toward the lodge. You know where this gas can is?
I do.
Yeah, bro. I left it near the bonfire where all the kids were before I went to look for all of a sudden I have a stutter.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I'm
Very
freaking
stressful
out here,
time.
bro.
Just keep it
Freaking out here,
together.
bro.
Keep it together, man. And she kind of smacks. Now
Man,
look,
strong women. I just realized that.
I keep telling y'all I'm too old for you. Give me the drugs. Keep your little cheeks to yourself.
I just imagine your character like Janis Joplin. Like she's not that old, but maybe she's smoked a few times.
Hard living.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Yep.
Janis Joplin.
That's right.
She's
It's me.
she's a
Southern
she's a hard
Janis
35.
That's right. Hard 35. As they walk toward where the campfire was, they're passing just bloodied bodies. So many bodies of their family, fellow campers, just strewn across the woodland floor. And Leslie,
We should never have come back here. This was a terrible idea.
this is just like the massacre, just like the first time, the Cannata Lake massacre. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I did. I was telling Mike about it earlier, actually.
This is why I left. I swore I'd never go through this again. Let's just get the gas and go. Finally, they come up on the campfire area, and they see the gas can laid up against a tree. There it is. I'll cover you.
Wait, I thought you were the distraction, bro.
You really wanted to follow that boy's plan?
I have
you
no idea what a wide receiver is.
Okay, look, it's
And
this.
anyway,
Look, there's a wide receiver
baseball
and
is
a full-
America. A baseball is America's pastime. That kid was off his rocker.
Sure.
Okay, so then who's the left fielder?
Just get the gas can. And she like whacks him with the gun a little bit. Go.
I don't want to go.
I'll
You're
go.
gonna get me.
I'll go. Fine.
Good.
Just cover me, I guess. Okay.
Scene.
Okay. I think that went well.
Yeah, so far, pretty
I can
well.
go either way. And then-
Yeah. Well,
So the objective was to go get the gas can, right?
Yeah, I guess then it went well.
And
Yeah.
no
We
one's
went there.
died, so I
Yeah,
would say
yeah.
that went well.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. So putting
so a white die to
Alex
Alex.
keeps a white die.
Okay.
Cool. Where are we at? Whose turn is it?
It's a Jeff.
Now it is Jocelyn's
Ooh. Okay.
turn. Okay, so a little bit of time has passed, and Jocelyn is out in the woods with Christy, and sort of looking around for firewood, looking for clues. Hi,
Hi.
I saw you and Nigel together.
Oh, wait, how much did you see?
Oh, I just saw your feet. But it
Okay.
looked like you were not leaving any room for Jesus.
No, Jesus wouldn't have wanted to be there.
Well,
Let's
Jesus
just say
wants to be
that.
with us at all times.
I don't think if he wants to be there, then I'm even more concerned about Jesus's intentions.
Oh, well, you should never be concerned about Jesus's intentions.
Well, listen,
He'll-
and then Christy. Go ahead.
I was just gonna keep talking about Jesus's intentions.
Christy's gonna like reach out and be like, no. And as she does that, she's gonna like kind of brush like the long cardigan that Jocelyn's been wearing up and reveal underneath is just like the hairiest arm you have ever seen. Like unnaturally hairy.
Stop!
Oh,
Stop!
sorry. I was just saying. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I shouldn't have touched you without asking. It's not bad. Like we all go through puberty in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, my mom said I shouldn't shave until I'm married.
I mean, Jocelyn, That's a lot of hair. And
Look, it's been a long time since we've seen Mike, okay? I think we should go look for him.
Just then you hear a male scream from the direction of the campfire area.
So the girls run up wait, the campfire area.
You mean the bonfire?
A Sturge or Nigel style scream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We have to get Mike first, and so the girls run into the bus, and in the back of the bus, they see just Mike's Converse sticking up out of the back bench.
what?
Mike, are you okay?
Mike?
Say something if you're okay. I'm scared. And she hangs on to Christy. I'm scared.
Son.
Mike, say something.
Mike?
One of the legs twitches a little bit.
Oh, maybe he's just sleeping.
Maybe he was tired from all the kissing we were doing. And
Wait.
What?
You and Mike were in the bus before we left.
And scene.
Ooh.
Ah. Okay. What die?
A lot of ways that could have gone.
I don't think that went well.
I don't think it went well either.
I'm gonna say that was.
At best, it was a thumbs down.
Okay,
at worst,
so-
it was a.
I'll take a black die, and that was the last scene of the first round of the second act. So, Jared will start us off with the very last set of scenes of this movie. We have 6 die left. We have 3 white, 2 red, and 1 black.
Okay.
Question: what happens to the dice if someone dies?
It still happens normally. We still divvy them out normally. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can come back and play an NPC.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so little insignia or little
Chiron
box thing comes up at the top, and it says a few moments earlier, and it's a very close-up shot of Mike and Jocelyn, and they're making out. And this is when everything else is happening outside of the bus, inside of the bus, shotgun, people fixing axles, people having sex, all kinds of craziness. And
Fixing axles while having sex, it all happened.
yeah, I mean, how else do you have sex?
Yeah.
A major auto body part at the same time. I mean, I don't know how you have sex, but hey.
Not here to judge.
Yeah. So close-up shot, and they're getting pretty hot and heavy. And Mike goes to go for second base, and he reaches up Jocelyn's shirt. And as he does so, his fingers not only hit a bra, but also hit large amounts of hair at the same time. And Mike is not the brightest guy, so at first he's just like, hey, whatever, she's hairy, and like, maybe that's the hair on her head, or maybe it's the hair on her back. I don't know, that's odd, whatever. But then as he gets up to her backside, he noticed that there's quite a few scars there as well that his fingers run across. Like something to the point of like someone that's been badly abused or badly beaten at some point. And at that point, he pulls his hand back and he just kind of looks at Jocelyn. Babe? Is there something you're not telling me?
Mike?
Yeah, babe?
I'm a virgin. And the camera pans behind the couple, and all you see is a hand reach up with a long knife and slam into Mike's body. Blood spurts up onto the back window of the bus, covering it in red until it drips down.
This is done very quietly. He doesn't even utter a sound because Leslie is right there, looking out the front with a gun. So it all happens just so silently. And
I thought Leslie was with the with the other three,
This is,
the other two.
Yeah,
few
she-
minutes
yeah,
later.
I thought this was earlier when they were
Right.
fixing the
It
accident.
was
Well,
just a few minutes. Earlier.
One more thing. You
Who can
pan
get-
down, and she's got a necklace on that's got, a cross on it. But below that is a little locket, and inside of the locket is a picture of Mike Michels.
Oh.
As in, Jocelyn has known about Mike Michels.
Oh!
Obsessed with him.
Yes.
Twist!
Oh.
As he's bleeding out, Jocelyn says, "You don't remember me, do you? You at the Christian camp, flirting with all the girls. All the girls are yours, aren't they? Never spare a second glance for little old me, huh? You'll never get to try this again, Mikey babe. Gah! 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 Spurt! 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 Splash!
And
Splash!
then the only thing he says before he dies is he goes, Josie. And then he fades.
Wow.
Who's Josie?
Scene and scene.
Red dye.
Red dye.
Okay.
We decide if the dye. Do we decide if the dye is red or white now too, or how do we do that?
I think that's red all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so. I'll check the rules.
Oh, you mean as far as like if it gets allocated as a black or white dye?
Yes, right.
Totally.
Okay.
Poor Mike.
So.
Poor Mike
And
Michels.
just to confirm, this was Christy was outside, and then Jocelyn and Christy go into the woods.
Was within feet of the other
This
people.
happened when you were outside
Yeah,
fixing
you
the
would
bus.
give it. Well, no, but you had already given the game plan then, because
Yeah.
everybody had already split up at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
right.
So Christy just must have been
I
outside
was just
doing a
probably out
task.
checking on my.
Oh, I see.
axle.
Then,
Yeah,
then I
finishing
wasn't
the
in bus at
axle,
all.
so to speak.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have heard Mike's plan.
Y'all haven't watched enough B horror movies.
We're inserting plot holes on purpose.
Now, see, they were already making out, and then Mike showed like such genius in presenting this plan that Jocelyn was like got even more turned on by it.
Yeah.
Oh, you really took charge, and then it went into this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly that.
I love it.
All right, so that was me.
Okay, my turn.
How many scenes
Oh,
do
wait.
you have left?
So do I get a red dice, or how does that work?
Oh yeah, Jessica, did we figure that out?
Or do I get another black or another white?
Do we decide if it's black or white?
Yes. I'm not really understanding how this works, so we're gonna decide if it's white or black. Yeah.
Okay.
And just add it to the pile.
Well, I
I
think
say black.
for Mike, so I'm gonna black dice.
Yeah.
Definitely a black dice.
Yeah.
So we're in our final round of Act 2, right? Now.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are cutting back to the campfire, what's left of it, where Leslie, Sturge, and Nigel have just arrived. Leslie is swinging her gun wildly from left to right, thinking, there's a lot of sounds going on. As Sturge and Nigel sort of try to equate a little bit of what the football play that Mike tried to say was, as they're like Nigel's like checking.
No, bro,
constantly-
just go, bro, just go.
And
You wanna pivot? You're gonna let hook. Come on.
okay, right, excellent. And so Nigel and Sturge approach the campfire, and as Sturge is moments away from, he can see the gas can, not 10 steps ahead of him. He trips over and he scrambles and he said, "Nigel, Sturge, you all right?"
Ow, bro! Oh, I cut myself. Ow!
And Nigel goes down and finds what he tripped over, which is a spar of wood that is, half charred from the former bonfire, but barely legible in the burn marks of this broken piece of wood is the word Hillhurst. Hillhurst. Did you see this?
Does that mean something to you?
Yeah. Who is that?
Jocelyn Hillhurst.
Oh, Jocelyn?
Josie?
How is she? What does this mean? You don't know this name before, Leslie? You're from around. You're a local to these parts. You seem to know everything about these.
Leslie grabs the wood and looks at it closely. And as she is looking at it, she has a bit of a strange flashback. There's flashes of Bigfoot. There's flashes of a very like a laboratory. There's flashes of her sweating and screaming like that, and then she comes out of it and drops the wood.
When she drops it, the dust kind of settles off of the side, the soot settles off the side, and it actually says Hillhurst and it says Cannata on the same piece of wood.
What is it,
that?
Leslie?
I don't know if it was a memory or a nightmare. We gotta get back to the bus. Let's go. And as she starts to go, she's so rattled that she accidentally drops the shotgun. It goes off and hits Sturge in the chest.
No!
And she
Sturge.
runs back toward the bus.
Nigel is Sturge. Hang on, Sturge. You're not gonna die, Sturge. You're not gonna die. No. Come on, buddy. No, Sturge. Yeah. You'll tell Christy yourself. You will tell Christy Sturge yourself. You stay with me, Sturge. And Nigel is like ripping off his shirt, relieving his skinny white chest, and he's just wrapping Sturge's chest. Basically, you're gonna get through this. And he's pulling from like an empty beer or like a half-empty beer bottle nearby from the bonfire, and he's like cleaning the wound with like Miller Lite.
And as he's doing that,
yes, that's the scream.
Yes, that's the scream. And as he's doing that, we hear footsteps in the woods.
Sturge, can you hear me? Sturge?
Barely my ears are ringing, bro.
Nigel
I
freezes.
see a light. Should I go towards it?
No. Wait, stop.
The footsteps are getting faster.
Come on, we gotta get out of here. This isn't safe.
Marvin.
Oh man, listen to me, Sturge. I'm not gonna let you die. Come on. And Nigel tries to lift Sturge to standing.
You look at me, you son of a bitch. If I don't make it. And as he coughs, a little blood gets on your shirt. You take care of Christy. You take care of her like she deserves to be taken care of.
Of course I will, but
Just then a large, furry arm reaches in, grabs Sturge by the head, and snaps his neck.
And then pulls his body into the woods. And you just hear like bones crunching.
Leslie!
Scene.
What is happening?
I didn't want Sturge to die. I wanted to save him.
You gotta save yourself, bro.
I love that dumb, beautiful man.
Red dye?
I think people can die without a red dye.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there can be deaths without.
I didn't vote because I was too engrossed in the scene. But how do you think that ended for Nigel?
Poorly.
pretty poorly.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's our Morgan. You keep our last black die. We have one red
Ooh.
die and 3 white die left.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
So things have to take a turn for the better. All right, cool.
Well,
In
for
theory.
the characters who
Right.
are initiating the scene. So
Right. Cool.
good,
Got it. Good.
Whose turn is it?
Katie.
Me? Okay. So, we left off with Jocelyn and Christy in the woods.
In the bus now. Back in
You're
the
in
bus.
the bus, and you saw my leg.
Oh yeah, I'm
twitching.
sorry, in the bus, and then I
Yeah.
was like, wait, you were in here last. And so we're back in the bus now, and Jocelyn has tied Christy up. and she is like uncomfortably close to Mike's dead body. And Jocelyn just stands over Christy and now has like removed her sweater to reveal just like these hairy Sasquatch arms, basically.
Jocelyn, aka Josie.
Yeah.
Okay, Josie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
It's your alternate identity.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, he remembers. Oh,
Gotcha.
You were too clever for me last time. Okay, I get it. I get it now.
Please don't kill me.
Look. You're one of the only campers here who is nice to me, so I don't want to kill you. But I've had enough of people coming into the woods and having a great time, having sex with each other, drinking, making out, all the pretty girls with no hair all over their bodies. Every camp I go to, I try to fit in, and I never do. And I almost killed you when we were outside, but you touched...
You
touched the
beautiful.
hair.
Okay?
I am?
And you don't let anybody else tell you otherwise just because the beauty
I don't believe
standards
you.
for women,
I don't believe
beauty
you.
standards for women are messed up, okay? And that's not your fault, and that's not my fault.
Do you know how long I've been trying to get Mike to fall in love with me? It took pretending to love Jesus. He loves innocent girls.
Well, just think about how messed up that is. Just think about that. Why would you want someone like that to like you? Why wouldn't you want to find someone who likes you for who you really are? Not here. She pets her arm. But here. And she touches her heart.
Her hairy heart.
Christy, I don't think there's any hope for me anymore. I've done so many bad things. Bad, terrible things. I stabbed Mike at least 6 more times than I needed for him to die.
To be fair, Mike was taking bets on who was gonna sleep with other women first, and like, that's not great.
You guys hear Leslie begin to approach the bus. Just
Just put your sweater back on. Just put your sweater back on, Christy.
Untie me! Oh wait, you're tied.
Untie me. Put your sweater back on, okay? And I won't say anything, I promise.
Okay, you better pinky swear. Pinky swear, and she reaches down through her, up to Christy's bound hands.
Just then, Christy looks out of the corner of her eye and she sees Mike. Even though he's like been stabbed 8 times, he's like slowly picking himself up out of the chair, and he's super woozy because he's lost so much blood. But he's still somehow, like, because he's just this mammoth of a man, he's still somehow lucid or like somewhat conscious. But she doesn't say anything. She just kind of sees that out of the corner of her eye.
Okay, I'm gonna untie you. And Jocelyn starts to untie quickly Christy's hands. You pinky swore.
Yes, I did. If Girl Scouts taught me anything, it's you never go back on a pinky swear.
Girl Scout sounds really nice, actually. I bet I would have benefited from having a community of women in my life growing up.
Yeah, it's really great to be around strong women who are like encouraged for having personalities and opinions of their own.
Yeah, sounds really nice. I grew up
So,
in the woods. Not a lot of women there.
Jocelyn unties Christy, and as she gets the last piece of bondage off of her, Leslie kicks open the bus door. Tie her up, subdue her. She's a... And then Jocelyn turns around to Leslie, and I see not only her hairy body, but because her shirt's been a little bit open, right?
And the
And
wrists.
there's fur coming out, and the wrists, but also the locket. And when Leslie zeroes in on that locket, she, all of these memories surge back to her of her holding a baby, new at afterbirth, and lots of hair all over it, and a little girl, her own little child, as she latches a locket around her neck.
This is Leslie.
The whole time they're in this laboratory setting, and finally, and then a memory of them breaking free. Go ahead.
I was just asking, this is Leslie holding the baby?
Yes, yeah. Leslie holding a furry little
presumably baby Jocelyn.
Yeah. And I would say that old man Cannata is standing there as well in a lab coat with a lot of fur coming off of him as well.
Beaming with pride. Beaming with pride.
Exactly.
Yeah. Totally.
And then there's another memory of
so many flashbacks. This is actually exactly what these movies are like.
Yeah,
so continue.
Exactly. So we come back to present day for a second, and everybody's looking at Leslie like, what the fuck's happening? And then we go back into time, and old man Cannata is losing his temper and throwing things, and Leslie escapes with baby Josie. So back to a regular time.
Just then, bloody messed up Mike, who's still kind of out of it, reaches in and grabs Jocelyn, picks her up, throws her across the bus into the front steering wheel.
Towards Leslie, I guess.
Towards Leslie, yes. Yeah.
You're so strong.
To try to save Christy.
Mike, stop.
I got
Jocelyn.
You want some of me? Come and get it.
Jocelyn, grab her by the shoulders and look her in the eyes and say, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. And I'm gonna hold her by the... Listen, you are not the enemy. Someone did this to you. Forgive me. And then Christy's gonna just like tie her up as the Sasquatch starts crying.
You pinky promise.
As she's tying her up, as she's tying her up, she gets some headway on it, but then at the last 1 second, Jocelyn breaks one arm free and just lashes out, and with her now we're seeing that she has grown some sharp claws in these last few minutes. Slashes the neck of Leslie. Nearby. My bed. My bed. Oh
no. The blood escaping her neck is deep dark red. Gushing.
Scene.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
I mean, that's a red die.
Or
do you have any red dies left?
Oh, we do have one red die left. Okay.
Or you can save that if you want to use the red die for later. I mean,
it certainly wasn't a white die.
I don't think we need. Yeah, I don't think we need red die to kill people for the rest of this movie.
You can just. Yeah.
So
I was gonna say.
That goes to Katie.
Mike bleeds out at that point and drops. That was like the last thing he did was
throw. If Christy's just standing on a bus with a bunch of dead people, it's not a good.
It's Christy and Jocelyn on the bus.
So, Katie, you get a. I'm gonna say a black die.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The red / black die.
Not many people left. Okay.
So whose turn is it?
It's your turn.
So as soon as Jocelyn breaks free and cuts the neck of Leslie, Christy freaks out and runs out of the bus back towards where she thought she heard Nigel or Sturge scream, and she's running furious through the woods, heavy breathing, in full panic mode as she runs. And she breaks into the clearing and she sees Sturge. Hole in his chest, eyes still open and still, his neck broken. And she falls to her knees.
No, Sturge.
Christy? And you look up, and there, with his shirt ripped, holding a half-empty gas can and a hatchet.
And blood. He's got blood on him, too.
Yes, blood, yes. I did everything I could to save him. I'm so sorry.
If I wasn't so upset, I would be very turned on by how you look right now.
Thank you.
And as she says that, a wild and rabid Josie spear tackles Nigel. 80.
The hatchet flies out of Nigel's hand.
Flies out of the gas can goes wildly falling, flailing, landing on the ground, spilling its contents onto the ground.
No
it's at that
more
moment that Christy
men!
sees the shotgun that was dropped.
No more men!
Jocelyn, no!
Christy
Gah,
goes over
gah,
and she-
gah. She's stabbing.
She takes the shotgun and she cocks it. Put it down. Josie, put it down.
It's gone too far.
We don't want to have to shoot you.
You pinky swear.
Suddenly, we see a quick flashback. It's Christy with her brother Sturge. Sturge, at this point, doesn't seem like he's yet reached his Sturge point.
The
And he's
pre-Sturge
teaching
years.
Christy how to fire a gun. He walks out into the field. He drops what looks like a small gas canister on the edge of a pole, and he walks back, and he looks at Christy, and he says, "This is what I'm going to say every time we're in danger, sis. You ready?" And he cocks the shotgun and he holds it up, and he says, "It's your turn." And he holds he holds the shotgun to her. She steadies it on her shoulder. She holds it up lightly, and together they scream, "Gasoline, bitches!" She pulls the trigger, and we explode back into normal time where she's holding the shotgun up to Josie.
Scene.
Okay,
Wow.
so Josie is on top of Nigel. Nigel has been stabbed,
Multiple times by a
Multiple
spear?
times.
or the hatchet that fell to the ground. We
Or
can
a
say.
knife.
Yes.
Josie had the free range of weapons.
The gas
Yeah, she carries a
can
lot
is-
of weapons
Everything
on
was
her.
right there.
The gas can is right there next to Jocelyn and Nigel's bodies on the ground, and Christy is standing over them with the shotgun trained on them.
And over we hear, "More, was, and light,
What was that? James Ford?
John 469.
John
John
469. Yeah.
Alex, I think that's your. Oh wait,
Oh,
so
Ron gets a white die.
that's a white die. Yes, for sure.
Yep, we only have white die left, so they have to resolve well for the character
How many die do
who
we have left?
initiated. We have 2 white die left.
Wait. So it's my.
It's your turn.
Your turn.
Okay, we're all collaborating so well that I'm not keeping track. Okay, so I'm sorry, Nigel is dead, or he's just been
No.
stabbed?
Nigel's not dead. He's bleeding out. We do have another Sasquatch in the forest that killed Sturge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the gun. Christy has the gun trained on
Yes.
Josie.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
and you
So-
and again, more.
Yes. So they all hear that ominous whisper of that ominous verse, and Christy kind of starts to look around. Then we start to hear crunch, 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 crunch.
Big hairy foot lands about like 3 feet to the right of Jocelyn and Nigel.
Christy looks like where Jocelyn is, and then her eyes just slowly go upwards to like hulking 8+ foot figure.
Torn lab coat like around its hairy shoulders. It's
Gray
fully
hair.
hulked
Little-
out.
Little name tag that says
Full gray hair.
Cannata.
It's one of those clippy name tags.
Jeff, we love you so much.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then once she gets up to his face, his eyes shine red and he bares his long fangs. gasoline, bitches! And she fires into him over and over. Cha-chung, cha-chung, boom, cha-chung, boom.
Yes!
Yes, and that is the yell that he lets out into the ooh, as he continues to try to get closer to her despite the shots going into him. Clearly his skin is very, very thick and it's really taking a lot to bring him down. And he almost reaches Christy as Nigel, with the very last bit of adrenaline that he has in his body and his very shallow breath, he grabs at the fur on old man Cannata Beast's feet and yanks as hard as he can, causing the monster to trip and stumble over into the old simmering ashes where the bonfire once was.
Yeah.
His fur begins to catch flame. Seeing this, the gasoline can is here, yes?
Yes, it is. It is on the ground.
Seeing this, Nigel kicks the gasoline can into the fire. The monster goes up in flame. Screaming, blood-curdling screams as it dies. Josie, seeing this, rushes to him.
She turns and snarls at Nigel and Christy. You killed my dad.
Christy,
Jocelyn.
She steps over Nigel's body. Christy steps over Nigel's body, protecting him, putting her body between him and the beast.
Yeah, throwing the gas can was the last bit of energy that Nigel had. He is barely holding it together on the ground.
Come at me then, Jocelyn. Come get me. You're good. If you want Nigel, you have to come through me first.
Scene.
Oh. Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
R.I.P. old man Cannata.
So we'll say that went well for Katie's character.
Yeah.
So Alex gets a white die.
Okay.
What are the rules? We don't know.
Final scene.
Oh
Final
boy.
scene.
Yeah.
Final scene.
Whose turn is it? It's yours.
Yes.
It's mine.
Jess.
Bring us home, Sasquatch lady. Cougar,
only-
cougar,
there-
go, go, go. Cougar,
There's
cougar,
only-
go,
Go.
Yeah, there's only 3 people left at this point.
Go.
3 people,
Wait.
including me.
Oh yeah. Well, if you consider her people.
Yeah.
She's part
She's half
person.
people at least.
Yeah.
No one tell Jeff what happened tonight.
It's not his fault. It was a science experiment.
She's gonna get
you know?
random messages from people that are like, "You were the killer," and he's like,
Well, he's the real victim, you know. Him and Jocelyn. It's very
they
sad.
were-
No, it's a
experiment-
tragic story.
Experiment 469, right?
And 469, and Leslie was really screwed up. I mean, how did they? Anyway.
Leslie's the most tragic character in the dang thing.
All right, Jess. What's going on here?
Okay, so we pick up the scene right where we left off. Christy, I didn't ask to be this way.
"I know.
It's been so hard, and now you've killed the only one who's like me. He has
you
to
see?
die.
Jocelyn, don't you see? You're not like him. You're not like your mother. You're like you. And if you had ever gone to Girl Scouts, you would have known that your unique and individual personality is 100% you. And though you may be a product of your parents, that is not who you are. That is not your identity. And you made friends. You were nice. You're not just, yes.
For
And if
real?
you promise not to eat me, maybe we could go to movies sometimes and like have sleepovers and talk about the careers we want to have when we grow up.
As she says this, the light begins to peak as the sun starts to come up.
And Jocelyn starts to sort of sink back into her human form. Her nails retract, the fur seems to go back into her skin, recede from her fingers, and she steps tentatively towards Christy.
Christy will lay down the shotgun, put her hands up. Look, I know this sounds potentially disrespectful because Sturge just died, but we have an extra bedroom at my house. And if you want to come live with me, I could show you what it's like to live in the real world. And it's not like I'm the coolest. Sturge was the cool one.
You're so cool. I've always wanted a sister. And right after she says that, we hear Nigel scream in fear and then a slash as he gets cut open with a hatchet, and we pan and see Leslie.
Covered in hair, claws, long and sharp.
No, you sexy teens are not gonna take my daughter. She belongs in our Hillhurst home
And
by the lake.
And we see Christy and Jocelyn turn towards the camera. Scene. Movie over.
What? What?
Such a twist.
You gotta leave it open for a sequel.
So I get a white die. I think we should do a very brief aftermath to this story, because I think it could be fun.
And you gotta do
Murder by Sasquatch.
And you gotta do the one that was, and you've gotta, we did it really well, which is the one last scare right at the end of the Friday the 13th or anything, so.
Yeah.
I love how Iron Phoenix Gaming said, "What the actual hell?" LOL. All right.
The hills have Sasquatches.
I think
The Hillhursts have Sasquatches.
I think, yeah, if we're thinking of a title of this movie, I forget who said it, Where Squatch.
Where Squatch? Yeah.
Where Squatch?
or Where Squatch Lake or something.
We should do these this aftermath as like credit scenes. This is what
Ooh,
you see.
yeah,
Credits are
yeah.
So
That was
I've got
That was Guy Vox. Guy Vox made that comment.
I've
So-
got 3 black and 1 white.
Yeah, how this works is you do the same thing as the tilt, where you roll your die and you come up with the numbers for your character. So you'll subtract your lower number from your higher number. So, I rolled really bad. So I
ended up-
have an 11 black and a 1 white. So I'll subtract the 1 from the 11. So I have a 10 black for my aftermath.
I ended up with a 5 black. I had 11 black and a 6 white.
Okay, so if everybody understands how to do that, then let's just let's move down the line, starting with Jared. And what did you roll, Jared?
I rolled really well, so I got a 12 black, which is pretty
Whoa,
good.
yeah.
Wow.
All things considered, you're coming out of this smelling like a rose. You're a little better off. Maybe you got the girl, or maybe you just didn't get caught.
I mean, you did get the girl.
So just describe to us your credits scene with Mike, or another NPC you may have played.
Right.
No, I think the ideal situation for Mike is that not only was he featured in the school yearbook as like the star quarterback, but he also was featured in the school yearbook as the guy that got the girl, who just happened to be the Sasquatch killer that slaughtered all of the kids at Camp Cannata. So
And
he's literally the pinnacle of both of those tiers at the same time.
And the high school football stadium is now called the Mike Michels Memorial
Yes.
Stadium.
Yeah. We should.
And there's a scholarship in his name for whoever is the star quarterback each year they get an extra bonus scholarship to go to
Called-
college.
They
The
call it the
Michaels-
Triple M, the
Mike
Mike Michaels Memorial.
The Mike Michaels Memorial Money Fund.
I would love it if we could start
I love
off with that classic like pan over the yearbook like they do in opening credits.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, Morgan, what did you roll?
I ended up with Black 5, rough. You are getting whipped like a rented mule, for starters, and you will remember this episode for all your diminished days. The lesson you learn will be profound, lingering, and painful.
Ooh, I got it. I think it would be hilarious if Nigel survives, but he's like horribly maimed out of the situation.
Oh yeah.
I
So
think
he's scarred, he's beat up, maybe like, you know.
I think he's in the hospital for a long time, and
yeah.
Christy visits him every now and then. But I mean, he's
like drinking through a straw.
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Full body cast.
yes. Yes.
Sean Patrick says paralyzed, chest down.
Oh.
No, yeah, but he lives for the days when Christy comes to visit and just like touches his like index finger through the body cast.
That's the only place that she can touch that doesn't hurt him.
Yeah. And she reads to him books on like car repair.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Katie, what did you roll?
Katie.
Okay, I got an 11 white.
Wow.
Not too shabby. You made it out with dignity intact through some fluke. There might even be a little profit or self-respect or something times or something.
Or
Period.
something.
Punctuation is cool. Time to throw a little party for all your friends. So I imagine that the end credit scene is like Christy getting up like for her senior year of high school, brushing her hair, going out her bedroom door, and then right there is you see this the Sturge's headband is like hung on the wall next to the other door,
Oh.
and she pops her head in, and Josie's in there getting ready, and she's like, "Come on." And they head downstairs and grab breakfast and like run out to the bus together.
Aww.
That's wonderful.
They're going to their high school
love it.
graduation.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. They're high school. Yeah, they should be in like getting graduation
Totally.
hats and everything. Like they're
Yeah.
going.
Amazing.
Okay,
Alex?
Ron, what did you roll?
Oh, Ron, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I rolled 12.
Which one?
12.
And
Oh, 12.
4 black, because I have 4 blacks, 1 white. So 12 is awesome, pretty good. All things considered, you're coming out of this smelling like a rose. You're a little better off. Maybe you got the girl, or
Same.
maybe you didn't get caught. So I think we see the downstairs basement as Christy and Josie get ready, and they run out the door to start their day. The camera pans down the stairs. The door closes behind it as it pans down the stairs into the basement, and we see a little portal start to begin to circle and open, and a little golden line draws itself in the air, and it opens up like a door, and out steps Sturge. And you hear in the background what sound like angelic voices going, "Sturge, Sturge, Sturge, Sturge." And as he steps out of the portal, he's got a big M16 machine gun strapped to his chest. And you can see that he's got scars and like a little bit of patch of fur on his left-hand shoulder. And he says, "Sasquatch is about to get gaffed."
All right.
Gotta have a bad guy. Gotta have a main good guy for the sequel.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
when that was when like the director had like a really rough weekend, and they're like, "We gotta get a new ending. We gotta set up the sequel better." And he's like, "You want a new ending? I'll give you. You want some more
A portal
Sturge? Fine."
And I love that this sets up the sequel to be a time travel movie.
Yeah.
Time
you know,
travel
like-
Rambo fight.
Yes.
Well, because you did so many flashbacks that he's clearly a scientist of some sort. He's married and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
all
so
right.
good.
And as he steps out and the doors close, from out of nowhere comes a half bikini-clad woman who comes up next to him and says, "You're gonna get him, Sturge." Camera, and he goes, "Gasoline, bitches."
Yeah.
This is all studio notes. This is all
Oh,
studio
that's
notes.
amazing. Okay,
It
The director watched this part of the movie with his head in his hands.
It's clearly the contract that whoever played Sturge is like really big, and he was like, "No,
We gotta take advantage of this Sturge kid. He's blowing up.
80s.
Alex.
Okay, so I rolled a white 4, and that is bitter.
No.
You know what it's like to be utterly crushed, casually brought low, forced to eat your own words and stand mute and powerless before your enemies. They gloat, and you are helpless.
Oh no.
So, we're in the credit scene. Credits are rolling, and then another little box pops up. You see Leslie in her old house. She's got scars, bloody gashes on her face and chest. Clearly there was a struggle after the movie ended. And she looks, she gets up from her comfy chair in her room and walks out of the house and across the woods to the old lake house. Above the door, you can see it says there's a little nameplate that says "the," and the rest of it is broken off. It's the remaining part of the wooden piece that they found that said Hillhurst on it. The Hillhursts. She goes into the house, and though the outside looks really, really nasty and dilapidated, the inside is actually well kept. She walks through the kitchen, through the living room, and into a back room. She opens the door. There's pink lace everywhere, wallpaper with horses on it, a vanity that looks like it's perfect for a teenage girl. She stares over these things and cries to herself. Then she walks back out, grabs a trash bag from the kitchen area, and begins collecting bodies from around the camp and dumping them into the lake. Then the last thing you see is under the Camp Cannata sign, she hangs a hiring.
Oh! Yes.
I think that should be the end of the movie. The credit scene. I made a featured appearance in Katie's scene.
Yeah, we know that you are living a good life.
That feels like the end of the movie right there.
Okay.
That was great.
Cool.
Yay! That was hard. This was weirdly harder than the noir one.
You think so?
Fun,
I thought it
though.
was easier.
I think it's almost harder when it doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you can
yeah.
go
Like the
anywhere,
plot
yeah,
holes.
Where it's literally like, that doesn't matter anymore. It's like there's less parameters, so you just go, yeah, whatever, throw it in. Yeah,
Throw it in, scream.
yeah, why not?
Man, I love it. I loved Angel Devilson wrote Camp Cannata 2, The Rise of the Sturge. That would
Fail waffle, plot holes everywhere, you think?
I
You
think honestly,
darn sexy teens.
I think honestly, The Sturge is like a spin-off movie where it turns into pure action.
Yes.
Yeah.
80s action film. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
the Cannata Hillhurst story stays on the horror path, and that goes off into them going from high school into college and what happens there.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
it's
for
gonna
whatever
be like,
reason,
I still know
it
what you
gets
did
stuck
last
better.
summer. I still know what
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
I'll always know was the name of
Yeah.
the last one.
David
and it was a zombie. Spoiler
Bear
alert for the fourth. I still know. I know what you did last summer.
Oh,
Bear
man.
Squatch versus Sturgeonator.
Sturgeonator.
Come
Well,
on, I'm gonna kill him.
I thought,
Dun, dun, dun.
I thought this was incredible. I loved playing with all of you guys.
Yeah,
this has
thanks for
been
playing
You were
with
great,
amazing.
Alex.
Well, you guys were great. Thanks for coming on the channel and making this amazingness happen. We got to find a studio to take on this movie.
Oh.
It's just
Working
gotta
on
be-
Anybody know a producer?
This is better than a lot of horror movies I've seen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everybody who joined us today and contributed
Yes.
to the story as well with those sound effects. Those were amazing and so much
Yay.
fun.
Awesome.
We always love to have our community with us again, to storytell with us and hang out. And stay tuned to our socials to see what we have going on next. Let's give
It's
us.
at Hello Goodberry at Instagram and on Twitter. And let's give everybody, I think you were going to say, a chance to talk about themselves and what you guys have been doing, where we can find you. Do tell. Ron, why don't you start?
Sure. You can find me everywhere, and I mean everywhere. I mean Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and now.
Are you in my house right now?
TikTok. I'm now on TikTok. You can find me, The Real Ogden, anywhere. Also, I do have an announcement. On the 26th of March at 6 p.m. PST, Morgan, Peter, Brown, and I.
Yes.
I'll be running a one-shot at GaryCon.
Woo!
Oh, online?
Ooh.
Online, we'll be streaming. We will be also including a few members of the Dungeon Run Watchers.
Yay!
These will be one of the two that we will film or stream that weekend for the charity event from the last Jasper's Game Day that we did. So please, everyone, make sure mark it on your calendars. It's March 26th, Friday the 26th at 6 p.m. EST. Exactly where to go is upcoming, but I just wanted everybody to mark their calendars.
So excited.
What?
Whoop, whoop.
We can just go across. Yeah, go
Yeah,
for it.
Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm also everywhere at the Katie Michels. Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. Not Facebook, really. I am doing another game, the final episode of 2 episodes of the Calyx on the Good Time Society / Rebecca Scott's channel on March 3rd. We're playing Call of Cthulhu with, for the Dungeon Run folks, with Trisha Hirschberger and Amy Vorpal, and it's very silly and madness prevails. Come check it out. That's my news.
Thank you, Katie. Morgan?
Yay. Hey, everybody. I'm Morgan Peter Brown. You can find me at Morgan Pete Brown on Twitter, Morgan Peter Brown on Instagram. I have things going on, and I can't talk about most of it. I am co-producer of a movie called Jacob's Wife, which is playing South by Southwest.
Wait, I'm Jacob's wife.
Ooh.
That's true. Whoa, it's about you, Katie. I filmed an entire movie about you, and you didn't know until just now. That's where I'm at. But yes, come find us and join the Dungeon Run community if you're not already, because it's awesome. And thank you so much to Jessica and Alex.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much,
guys.
you two, for
And
hosting.
Yeah, thanks.
Jared, you want to tell us about you a little bit?
Yeah, I'm the
All about-
voice you hear. What?
A little bit? Just a little bit?
Little bit.
Just a little bit?
Little bit.
Oh,
You want to talk?
something.
I just want to keep doing that.
I feel like you and I have a brother-sister relationship.
Well, you guys figure that out. I want to say one more thing. I forgot. Gamershare reminded me. I am playing another charity stream for the Ladies of D&D on March 7th.
Nice.
I have some more info for that, too.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm doing Jasper's Game Day on the 6th of March. That would be a 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard time slot. That's going to be a lot of fun. You can see me or hear me as the voice inside your head. The Twitter is at KJackVO and Instagram is at JaredKjack. Also, I'd like to say that we have some things in the works when it comes to the Dungeon Run. We're just not allowed to talk about it yet because the paperwork isn't officially signed. But follow our socials, follow us on the Dungeon Run socials, and join the Discord. There's lots of lovely people on there that are very encouraging, and we will definitely be posting all of the updates as far as the Dungeon Run's concerned, which she'll be back soon.
Awesome.
Very soon.
Yay.
Well,
okay.
I also just want to say that Alex and I are playing also in Jasper's Game Day on
Yay.
March 4th from 7
Nice.
to 10 p.m. EST, 4 to 7 PST on Slade's Paradise, and it is a Star Wars RPG
Oh, great.
that we have
Ooh.
created some
Yes.
cool characters for, so we're
we
both
created
excited
our
about
characters the other day, and it was very exciting.
Yay.
Also, Hello Goodberry has a Discord. I'm posting it in the chat right now. If you guys want to go and join, we also have a really great community there. And I wanted to say again, please send your love and well wishes to Jeff Cannata. I was a meager replacement for him today, and but I am so grateful that he was comfortable with me, kind of filling the gap in the meantime. So
You played a wonderful old woman.
so old,
Ancient.
I like how she went from being super old to then like 30s, but then she had a kid, but then
A kid who's
Yeah.
like, well, look, there's like
A
Sasquatch
teenager.
logic happening, okay?
Dude, have you
Sasquatches don't age at the
Sasquatches.
rate of other people.
have you seen how Hollywood cast parents? Half the time, parents are like
Yeah.
10 years
True.
older than their
At
child.
most,
When
yeah.
I was
Very
like
true.
23, I was casting a commercial with a 17-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's fine. Hollywood will
It's
make it
very
work.
true.
Never, Mom.
But anyway, thank you all for joining. Is there anything else we should say, Jess? Or are we all wrapped up for the night?
We are wrapped up. Let's go raid somebody. Let's see who's on. Oh, let's raid Blind Seer. He is playing Cyberpunk right now. So give him a hello, Goodberry. Hello. He knows who we are. Much love to you all, and we will
Love
see
you guys.
soon.
See you soon. See you Thursday.
Yay.